The story begins with Jo-eun, our protagonist, taking pictures of flowers. These pictures serve as records to aid his treatment, hinting at a mysterious illness. Meanwhile, outside the school, students are joyfully chatting and laughing. Jo-eun, recently transferred to Seoul, remarks to his mother that it feels no different from Busan. He captures a few more images, only to realize he has accidentally taken a picture of a girl. Upon seeing the angle of the photo, he blushes. Just as he stares at the picture, his mother calls him, stating that she must return to Busan after completing his transfer process. In class 2 to 3, the teacher silenced the class to introduce the new transfer student. As Jo-eun stands before them, he sweats nervously, prompting the teacher to reassure him. He stumbles through his introduction, stating that he is from Busan and looking forward to getting to know everyone. However, his voice is so low that no one hears him clearly. The students murmur among themselves, questioning his presence and even laughing at his name. Jo-eun, sensing their intimidating aura, realizes he must adapt quickly to avoid past mistakes from Busan. As he moves to his seat, he plans his next step, befriending his seatmate. But to his shock, his seatmate is none other than the girl he mistakenly photographed earlier. Observing her closely, he notices bandages on her face, wondering if she might be a bully. Just as he contemplates this, she looks at him with a pen against her lips. Jo-eun, captivated by her beauty, stares in awe. She suddenly glares at him and snaps, "What the hell are you looking at?" His attempt to befriend his seatmate fails miserably. Hoping for a friendlier classmate, Jo-eun is intimidated. He recalls a YouTube video explaining that bonding with the person you sit next to is crucial. Gathering his courage, he reintroduces himself, laughing at his name to lighten the mood. However, she remains unfazed. The moment turns silent until Jo-eun notices her focused on her studies. This leads him to reconsider. Maybe she isn't a bully after all. Two male students approach Jo-eun, introducing themselves. One comments that it must be tough sitting next to her, implying she isn't well liked. Jo-eun, confused, awkwardly shrugs it off. The two explain that she is always rude and that it's best to ignore her. Jo-eun wonders why they speak of her this way but follows them to the cafeteria, seeing an opportunity to make friends. One of them is surprised by Jo-eun's height, asking if he worked out in Busan. Jo-eun denies it, yet they continue praising his physique. While eating, they inquire about life in Busan and why he transferred. The unexpected question catches him off guard and he lies, saying it was due to his father's job. In truth, Jo-eun's transfer was because of a past incident. The scene shifts to a hospital, where Jo-eun wakes up, bandaged and confused. He asks his parents where he is, and they respond with concern, questioning if he remembers anything. Jo-eun, puzzled, asks his father how old he is, revealing his amnesia. Due to an accident, he lost all memories from kindergarten until now. Returning to the present, Jo-eun struggles academically, unable to grasp what is written in his textbooks. Despite his parents claiming he was once a brilliant student, it seems even his academic prowess has been erased. During PE, students engage in a soccer match. When Jo-eun gets the ball, he dashes forward with incredible speed, dribbles past everyone, and scores a goal. The entire class is mesmerized, bombarding him with questions about his athletic skills. Jo-eun himself is shocked. His parents claimed he was a bookworm, yet his body moves instinctively, like a seasoned athlete. With this newfound admiration, Jo-eun feels optimistic about achieving his goal of a smooth school life. However, a flashback reveals Jo-eun settling into his new home. His mother asks if he remembers anything, to which he replies, no. She appears relieved but assures him that memories will return over time. Her reaction suggests Jo-eun might have been a troublesome child. His mother then shows him his old room, stacked with books, claiming he used to love studying. She even presents awards from Korea's Mathematics Olympiad, proving he was once a top student. Jo-eun is shocked, questioning why he has no recollection of this life. When his mother starts crying, his father steps in, telling Jo-eun not to worry. Later, Jo-eun's father hesitates before revealing the truth. Jo-eun was a victim of severe bullying. On the day of the accident, he had been running from bullies, which led to the incident that erased his memories. Jo-eun is stunned, terrified by this revelation. His father assures him that he is now safe and that this new school offers a fresh start. Back in school, Jo-eun notices that his seatmate always sits alone, even during breaks. He wonders why she has no friends. Meanwhile, students continue praising him, and he enjoys the recognition. After PE, Jo-eun prepares to put a shirt in his locker when a blonde-haired student questions what he's doing. The student explains that their school has a rule. After PE, shirts must be dried on the rooftop. However, their class has a special shuttle service. To Jo-eun's horror, students begin tossing their shirts at his seatmate, who remains unfazed, absorbed in her book. The blonde-haired student urges Jo-eun to do the same, leaving him at a crossroads. One MC tells the blonde-haired guy that he wants to see the rooftop. He's never been there before, so he decides to fetch his clothes himself. He laughs slightly. The blonde-haired guy tells him there's nothing special about the rooftop. Still, MC asks for directions. The blonde-haired guy looks frustrated and tells MC to just let her dry his clothes. She starts collecting them, then notices a glance in MC's appearance as he heads toward the cafeteria. Inside the cafeteria, everyone is smiling and eating. MC looks for a seat when the blonde-haired guy calls him over. MC sits next to him and feels pleased. He already has someone to eat with. He is relieved, knowing that he won't be bullied while eating. As he scans the room, he searches for the girl from earlier, but doesn't see her. The blonde-haired guy notices and asks MC if he is searching for someone. MC denies it at first, but then admits he's looking for the girl who sat next to him in class. The blonde-haired guy asks if he's interested in CO Biome. The MC, flustered and blushing, denies it, thinking to himself, her name is CO Biome? Huh. The blonde-haired guy looks relieved. If MC had been interested in her, it would have meant trouble for him. After eating, MC tells him he is heading to the rooftop to get his PE shirt. The guy gets frustrated, telling MC that after everything he said, he still insists on going. He explains that the girl from earlier will bring their clothes, so MC doesn't need to go. But MC doesn't listen. He insists he'll be back in no time. On the rooftop, MC wonders how he could let his classmate do his work in the first place. He notices that clouds are forming. It will rain soon. He needs to hurry. Just then, he sees something unexpected. The girl from earlier is sitting alone eating a triangle kimbap. He wonders why she eats here instead of in the cafeteria. MC suddenly recalls something his friend told him. In this school, there is one person no one should mess with, King Hwang Daehan. He excels in both fighting and studying and belongs to a powerful family. He is the grandson of the school principal, which means even teachers don't dare to challenge him. Whatever he says becomes law. If he decides someone should be bullied, then even an ordinary student will instantly become a target. MC asks why the king made CO Biome a target. The blonde-haired guy responds that he doesn't know, but whatever the reason, she must have pissed him off somehow. While MC contemplates this, it suddenly starts raining. He glances at Seo Bayom and sees her collecting clothes. Watching her, MC wants to help, but he hesitates. He remembers what his father told him before he transferred here, that he was a victim of bullying in his previous school. His father advised him to start fresh, make new friends, and avoid trouble to ensure a smoother school life. Remembering this, MC retreats, going back downstairs. Seo Biom senses someone behind her and turns around, but there's no one. Back in the classroom, chaos erupts. Everyone's uniforms are soaked from the rain, and they start blaming Seo Biom for it. MC watches, feeling frustrated. First, they made her do the work, and now they are accusing her. He realizes that he is no different from them. No, he's worse, a coward. They continue cursing her. However, Seo Biom remains unfazed, quietly reading her book while coughing. Seeing her cough, MC heads to the infirmary and asks for cough medicine. The nurse insists on checking his temperature first. He clarifies that it's not for him, but for a friend. She hands him the medicine. Now, he just has to figure out how to give it to her naturally. After class, MC notices a crowd gathered outside their classroom. The blonde-haired guy asks where he was, and MC replies that he was in the bathroom. The guy explains that no one should get involved with the Seo Bayom. Choosing the wrong side could make someone an outcast, an ordinary student, or even a victim of bullying. Inside, a thug-like student lifts Seo Bayom's book and sneers, curious about what she's reading. It's an English book. Seo Bayom calmly asks for her book back. The bully taunts her, asking why she studies English so hard. MC realizes it's the same book she was reading earlier. The bully mocks her further, pretending to be scared. Then, he spits on her book and tells her that if she wants it back, she has to pick it up from the floor. He steps toward her, asking why she isn't picking it up. Does she not want it anymore? He threatens to throw it in the trash. Suddenly, MC crouches down and picks up the book himself. He wipes it with his uniform and hands it back to Seo Beom. The bully glares at MC, demanding to know what he's doing. He warns MC that as a new student, he doesn't understand the situation, but he says he'll let it slide if MC gives the book back to him. MC remains silent. The bully grows angry. He calls MC a piece of trash, saying he must have gone crazy. Then he shouts at MC, asking if he is deaf, preparing to hit him. But before he can land a punch, MC instinctively throws one first, sending the bully flying across the classroom. Everyone is stunned. Even Seo Beom looks shocked. MC himself is in disbelief. He wonders, what did I just do? This is insane. How much strength does he have? Was he a gang leader in the past? The unconscious guy lies motionless on the ground while his friend tries to wake him up, believing he's just pretending. He shakes him, laughing nervously, telling him to stop joking around. It's not funny anymore. What he doesn't realize is that he actually got knocked out with a single punch. He even slaps his face in an attempt to wake him. Meanwhile, MC is still in shock, unsure of how he managed to do that. He had no intention of hitting the guy. He just got angry when he spat on the girl's book. The moment she saw her precious book being disrespected, his body moved on its own. The unconscious guy's friend keeps trying to revive him, and after a while, he finally wakes up. A heavier-built student, Fatty, tries to downplay the situation, saying this only happened because he let his guard down. Otherwise, how could he possibly be hit by a nerd like MC? However, stares intently at MC, his expression dark. MC feels like his soul has left his body, convinced that he's dead meat now for angering him. But to everyone's surprise, the rough-looking guy doesn't retaliate. Instead, wanting to preserve his reputation, he announces that he simply collapsed due to anemia. Fatty, looking skeptical, questions how he could suddenly develop anemia like that. The guy quickly makes up an excuse, saying it might be because he's been drinking too much lately. Fatty, still unconvinced, points out that he clearly saw him getting punched, and there's even a visible bruise on his face. But the rough-looking guy insists, glaring dangerously. I didn't get hit by that bastard. I just collapsed from anemia. His tone leaves no room for argument. Fatty, realizing the tension, quickly backs down. The guy then gestures towards MC and asks his friend, "Look at him. Does he look like someone who could knock me out?" At that moment, MC unknowingly strikes a clueless pookie pose while looking at them, further reinforcing the illusion that he's harmless. The rough-looking guy then warns everyone not to spread any false rumors. If any of you have taken a video or something, and I catch you, you'll regret it. With that, he turns on his heel and leaves, taking his crew with him. As soon as they leave, murmurs spread through the classroom. I swear, I saw Dongmin get hit. Meanwhile, MC lets out a sigh of relief. He doesn't fully understand what happened, but at least it seems like the situation is under control. However, unbeknownst to him, Seo Beom is staring at him from behind. She grips her book tightly, recalling what he did for her just now. Suddenly, MC's friend calls out to him, bombarding him with questions. How are you so strong? How are you so good at fighting? What kind of training did you do in Busan? Surprised, MC honestly replies that he doesn't know how he managed to throw a punch like that, but while he's talking, he notices Seo Beom leaving through the door. The blonde-haired guy scoffs, saying, "See? She has no manners. She didn't even say thank you. Even before she was a victim of bullying, she was infamous for being rude and cold to everyone." Seo Beom suddenly turns around and says, "Why should I thank him? Did I ask for his help?" But rather than being offended, MC, being the hopeless simp he is, finds her even more beautiful when she's angry. Later, outside the school, Fatty once again asks the rough-looking guy, "Are you really sure you didn't get hit by that transfer student?" Annoyed, the guy glares at him. "Didn't I already tell you? I didn't get hit. I just collapsed." But deep inside, he's fuming. Did he really run away from that fight by using such a ridiculous excuse? He, a former grenadier, got knocked out by a single punch from that nerd. He still can't process it. How did he lose so easily? Fatty, however, remains convinced. "I swear I saw Dongmin get punched and collapse. Maybe he's just a useless bastard after all." Testing his theory, Fatty suddenly throws a punch at Dongmin, thinking that if MC could take him down, so could he. However, Dongmin snaps, retaliating with a barrage of kicks, leaving Fatty groaning on the ground. That settles it. Dongmin is still as strong as ever. Fatty realizes he was wrong. On his way home, MC notices Seo Baeom walking ahead. He wonders if she lives in the same direction as him, but immediately panics, worrying that she might think he's following her. He also feels relieved that she wasn't bullied after school. Suddenly, Seo Baeom stops. She removes her earphones and turns to face him. "Do you have something to say to me?" she asks. "If you're waiting for me to thank you, then..." Before she can finish, MC suddenly hands her something and quickly runs away, yelling, "It's just a coincidence. My house is this way too. See you tomorrow." Seo Baeom is left standing there, stunned. When she looks down at her hand, she realizes he gave her the cough medicine he got from the nurse. She grips the packet, thinking, "What a weird guy." Meanwhile, at a karaoke bar, some students are laughing and making fun of Dongmin. "Hey, I heard you got knocked out by a nerd today." One of them sneers. "It's not just our class that knows about it." The rumor has already spread across the neighborhood. Dongmin clenches his fists. "That's not what happened," he snaps before spitting out, "You little bitch." Guy in a red t-shirt watches him closely. "What did you just say?" he asks, his tone dangerous. Dongmin immediately starts sweating. Nothing. I was just talking to myself." The red t-shirt guy suddenly laughs. "Relax. I'm just messing with you. We're friends, right? Friends can diss each other." Then he leans in and asks, "So, what does this new kid look like? Is he a troublemaker?" A girl beside them chimes in. "Yeah. Is he at least good looking?" Dongmin hesitates before replying. "He's just a nerd. Except, he's kinda big." But deep down, he knows the truth. That nerd isn't just a nerd. The moment he was hit by MC's fist, he felt something terrifying. An overwhelming aura. Something that made him feel like he had been struck by a different kind of beast. The girl laughs mockingly. "So, you're saying you got beaten by a nerd?" Frustrated, Dongmin snaps. "I told you. I wasn't beaten." The red t-shirt guy smirks. "Then prove it." He leans closer and whispers, "You know what to do." Brother Daehan doesn't even consider nerds as people. If he finds out you got knocked out by one, what do you think will happen? You'll end up just like Seo Baeom, bullied by everyone. Dongmin clenches his fists. The next day, classroom 2-3. A glass bottle flies toward MC's head. Startled, he instinctively dodges it. Standing in the doorway is Dongmin. He's here for revenge. This time, we're fighting for real. MC stares at him, completely bewildered. The scene opens in the morning inside the MC's house. He steps out of the bathroom, feeling completely refreshed after a, necessary morning ritual. Ready for school, he grabs his bag and heads for the door. But just as he's about to leave, a familiar voice stops him. It's his big brother, who also happens to be the homeroom teacher of his class. With a casual, yet concerned tone, his brother asks, "Isn't it too early to go to school? Everything all right?" MC, caught off guard, turns around. He assures his brother that everything is fine, that his new classmates are nice to him. But then, his brother's expression turns serious. "Has anyone tried to pick a fight with you?" For a split second, MC recalls the moment he accidentally knocked out a bully the previous day. But not wanting to cause trouble, he shrugs it off, saying there was no fight at all. Everyone's been friendly. His brother watches him carefully before giving a small nod. "That's good. Just get along with everyone and focus on your studies. If you do well, you can enter a good university. You know how worried Mom and Dad are about you, so don't make them even more worried by getting into trouble." Then, with a slightly softer expression, he asks, "Any signs of your memory coming back?" MC laughs awkwardly. "Nope, nothing yet." His brother smiles reassuringly. "Don't rush it. It'll come back someday." Arriving at school. Outside the school, MC realizes he's way too early. He sighs, recalling how his mom told him that before his accident, he used to wake up at 5 a.m. every day to study. So, following his mother's advice, he forced himself to wake up early, and now he regrets it because he's exhausted. As he enters the classroom, he's surprised to see someone already there. Seo Baeom. MC greets her casually. "Did you come early too? What time did you leave your house?" She doesn't answer at first, just glancing at him before recalling the moment he had returned her book from the bullies. Her cheeks redden slightly. After a short pause, she finally responds, "Since we're here early, let's just study quietly." MC blinks in surprise. He wasn't expecting her to talk to him nicely for once. "Oh, yeah, sure, let's do that." For the first time, they study together, but within minutes, MC dozes off. only to wake up later, wiping his drool in embarrassment. Did she see me drooling? As he tries to focus, he picks up his Korean language book, but the words on the page feel completely foreign to him. He remembers nothing. Frustrated, he glances at Seo Bayom, who is writing in English. Taking the chance, he picks up his English book, thinking, forget Korean. Maybe I'll remember something if I study English. As he starts writing, something shocking happens. He's effortlessly solving difficult English problems. MC pauses, confused. Wait, why is this so easy? Seo Bayom, noticing his fluent writing, also looks genuinely surprised. How is this nerd solving such advanced questions so easily? Curious, she calls out to him. Hey! MC looks around confused. Did you just call me? Just as she's about to say something, his friends suddenly barge in, bombarding him with questions. Seo Bayom, realizing the moment is ruined, quickly packs up and leaves. The blonde-haired friend scoffs. Man, you must have felt so awkward sitting next to that rude girl. MC smirks. Nah, for the first time, she actually spoke to me normally. A little later, MC is enjoying a burger, a treat from his chubby friend, Fatty. The taste surprises him. What is this? It's amazing, Fatty laughs. It's called a burger. You seriously don't remember? MC shakes his head. Not at all. Despite the small distractions, he feels that today is his lucky day. As Seo Bayom spoke to him, he's enjoying good food, and everything seems peaceful. He even considers asking her to walk home together, since they live in the same direction. But just as he's lost in thought, a glass bottle comes flying straight at his head. MC instinctively dodges, eyes widening in shock. Standing in the doorway is Dongmin, looking furious. This time, we're fighting for real. In another part of the school, word of the upcoming fight spreads fast. In a dimly lit hallway, a red t-shirt wearing student picking his ear. Did Dongmin arrive yet? He asks lazily. A lackey shakes his head. Not sure. The red t-shirt guy clicks his tongue. Chich. I came to school early just to see this fight. The camera shifts. His friend, a nerdy boy, is nervously cleaning his ear with a cotton swab when red t-shirt suddenly slaps him. What, you trying to rip your eardrum out? He sneers before suddenly shoving his finger into the nerd's ear. The poor guy yelps in pain as red t-shirt cackles. Just then, a lackey rushes in. Boss, Dongmin already started fighting. Red t-shirt's smirk widens. Now this will be fun. Back in the classroom, the battle continues. MC stands confused. Why is he doing this? He needs to calm down first. Dongmin, filled with rage, swings wildly at MC. There's no reason. Just stand still and take your beating. MC dodges every punch effortlessly. His movements feel unnaturally fast. The audience watches in shock. Not a single hit lands. Red t-shirt, watching from the back, frowns. Dongmin isn't weak, but how is that nerd dodging everything so easily? Dongmin, exhausted and sweating, pants heavily. MC notices a weak spot, his jaw. Backed against the wall, MC braces himself as Dongmin throws one final punch, but this time, MC counters. A clean punch lands straight on Dongmin's jaw. Dongmin is sent flying across the room. The entire classroom falls silent. Even Red T-shirt, who had been mocking the fight earlier, stares in shock. So the rumors were true. That nerd actually knocked him out again. MC looks down at his fist, stunned. What did I just do? As Dongmin lies on the ground, the classroom watches in stunned silence. But in his mind, he isn't unconscious. He's just too humiliated to get up. He's been knocked out by a single punch, not once, but twice. The sheer embarrassment keeps him frozen. His mind races. How am I supposed to show my face at school now? And then it hits him. This feeling, it's exactly the same as before. He was wrong. Completely wrong. And now, he's more certain than ever. The so-called nerd standing before him reminds him of one person, the king of this school, Senior Juan Dehan. Before he can process it further, a new challenger appears. A sudden blur of motion, Kim Sawan, the student in the red t-shirt, rushes at MC with a flying kick. MC instinctively dodges. Sawan grins, impressed. Damn, your reaction speed is insane. MC stares at him, dumbfounded. Why are you talking like we're in some wuxia novel? Ignoring him, Sawan asks, Your name's Jo Yoon, right? Sewon casually invites him outside for a smoke. As he lights his cigarette, he exhales and asks, "So, what the hell were you doing all this time if you don't even know how to smoke? Your life must be boring." He offers one to MC. MC refuses. "I don't smoke." Sewon chuckles. "Students are saying you're not from around here. Where are you from?" "Busan." Sewon hums. "Huh. Never been to Busan before." MC, watching the cigarette burn between his fingers, suddenly feels a strange craving. Why does this look delicious? He quickly shakes his head. "What the hell am I thinking?" Sewon laughs. "They say Busan girls are pretty. That true?" MC shrugs. "I wouldn't know. I don't remember much." Sewon smirks. "Well, there's Ju Honghi. She's a Busan girl and she's damn pretty." Just then, a group of girls approaches. "Hey, give us a cigarette." "Buy your own," Sewon scoffs. "You're so stingy. We'll pay you back later." One of them eyes MC. "Who's this?" Sewon pats MC's shoulder. This guy just knocked out Dongmin, so, naturally, he's taking Dongmin's place. MC freezes. "Wait, what?" Back in the classroom, MC's friends gather around, congratulating him. The blonde friend grins. "Dude, you just got promoted to a noble class." MC is confused. "A what?" His friend explains. There are 4 major social classes in this school. First slave class, like Seo Bayom, basically the bottom. 2. Commander class, us commoners. 3. Noble class, the elite, including Senior Kim Zifor, the king, and everyone knows who that is. MC is dumbfounded. What is this? The Joseon dynasty? Why the hell are there social ranks in high school? His friends envy him. He climbed to noble status in just 2 days. But MC isn't happy. "I didn't ask for this. I just wanted a quiet, peaceful school life." Before he can think further, Sewon appears. "What are you doing here? Come eat with us." In the cafeteria, MC picks up a tray, but Sewon snatches it away. "What are you doing?" he asks. "You don't need to carry your own food. The kids will do it for you." MC watches as a younger student quickly takes his tray and sets it at the table. Sewon smirks. "See? Life's easier now that you're one of us." MC feels increasingly uncomfortable. This doesn't feel right. Meanwhile, in the classroom, a student begs his friend for a spare PE uniform. "Hell no, you'll make it stink like poop." The student groans. "I'll wash it and return it." Then, his eyes land on Seo Bayom. He smirks. "Never mind, I'll just take hers." As usual, Seo Bayom ignores him. Annoyed, he yanks her earphones out. "Hey! How dare you ignore me?" He sneers. "Did you forget what Senior Daehan said? You're a slave. Or are you ignoring his orders?" Before he can say another word, a shadow looms over him. MC stands behind him. "Move!" The bully turns, furious. "Who the hell do you think—" He stops. The height difference is insane. Why is he so huge? Nervous, he points a shaky finger. "You don't know who I am, do you? I was friends with Dongmin since middle school." Another student quickly grabs him. "Dude, shut the hell up. Let's go." The bully glares. "Why are you dragging me?" His friend hisses. "Do you know why Dongmin isn't here?" He left the school. "What?" "Yeah, that guy beat him so bad he disappeared." MC watches them leave. Maybe being one of them isn't so bad. No one's messing with me. SEO BM, still seated, glances at him. Later, MC's friends decide to celebrate. Fatty grins. "Let's hit the convenience store. I'll treat everyone." As they leave, Sewon stops MC. "Where are you going?" "Just to buy some snacks." Sewon smirks. "Cool. Grab some chocolate and milk for me." MC hesitates. He's forcing his friend to pay for all of this. Sewon suddenly leans in. "Oh, and don't forget, meet us where we smoked earlier. We're going to karaoke." MC frowns. "Do I have to?" Sewon grins. "Of course." Inside the karaoke room, Sewon sings loudly and terribly. The girls whisper and giggle. Why does he love karaoke so much when he sounds awful? One girl points at MC. "Why is he here?" Another replies, "Kim Sewon brought him. He replaced Dongmin." The first girl gasps. "No way. This nerd knocked out Dongmin?" They laugh. Sewon didn't like Dongmin anyway. Seems like he likes this one better. Another girl smirks. "He's from Busan, right?" Hong-hee, do you know him? Hong-hee glares. Do you think Busan is some tiny village where everyone knows each other? Enumsky, ignoring their chatter, sighs. Why am I even here? Sewon suddenly calls out, Jo Yoon, come sing. I can't. I don't remember any songs. Sewon's grin sharpens. So you don't want to sing with me? MC quickly shakes his head. No, really, I just don't remember. Sewon laughs. Fine. Then his smile fades. Anyway, I called you here for a reason. McTenses. I need you to take over Dongmin's job. MC blinks. Job? Sewon leans forward. It's easy. Just collect 500,000 won every week from your class. Deadline's Friday. Simple, right? MC realizes this isn't a request. It's an order. As the conversation unfolds, Hong-hee keeps staring at him. Why does this guy seem so familiar? The night is lively, as the group of students drinks and celebrates their new member's initiation. A girl questions Kimsey about whether he got permission from Daehan before accepting a new member. Kimsey shrugs, saying the rule is simple. Whoever defeats the previous member takes their place. However, our MC doesn't seem pleased with this explanation. Holding his drink, he suddenly asks, Isn't it illegal for high schoolers to drink? And why are they even drinking? Kimsey smirks, grabs MC's glass, and forces him to drink. MC coughs violently, making the others burst into laughter. One of the girls excitedly snaps pictures, teasing that it's his first time drinking and he looks really cute. Amused, Kimsey asks how it tastes. Strangely, instead of being disgusted, MC looks surprised. Internally, he wonders why the taste feels so familiar, as if his body instinctively knows the sensation. A thought lingers. Had he been a regular drinker before? Without realizing it, he starts downing drink after drink, shocking everyone. Kimsey watches in disbelief as MC surpasses expectations. Meanwhile, a blonde girl in the group keeps staring at MC, struggling to shake off the feeling that she has seen him before. Suddenly a flashback takes us to a chilling scene. A man lies on the ground, bleeding next to a truck. Flutter open, he barely comprehends his surroundings. Before more is revealed, MC wakes up in his bed, gasping. He adjusts his glasses, his head pounding from the previous night's drinking, still confused about how he got home. His first thought, did his brother find out? If so, he knows he's in deep trouble. Stepping out of his room, his brother calls out, telling him to hurry up or he'll be late for school. Scratching his head, MC starts to mention last night, but hesitates. His brother then asks if he's tired, making MC even more confused. Shouldn't he have realized he was drunk? But to MC's relief, his brother assumes he's just exhausted from transferring schools. However, just as MC rushes to the dining room, his brother catches a faint whiff of alcohol and grows suspicious. On his way to school, MC sighs in relief that he wasn't caught. He recalls his mother's warning. His brother can be terrifying when angry. Determined to be more careful, he realizes he still reeks of alcohol and decides to buy chewing gum. Entering a convenience store, he hears someone being scolded. It's none other than the female lead. Her boss reprimands her, warning that if she messes up again, she'll be fired. MC greets the store owner and exchanges glances with FML. After stepping outside, MC offers her some gum, which she refuses. Curious, MC asks if she works all night before heading to school. She responds nonchalantly, saying she does so 5 days a week. Studying all night is necessary anyway, so she might as well earn money. She even mentions how it allows her to afford lunch. MC recalls seeing her eat a simple triangle-shaped kimbap on the rooftop and suspects she has financial struggles. He compliments her dedication, saying it makes him reflect on himself and decide to start working harder. Hearing this, she stares at him intensely. When he notices, she suddenly asks a question, making him excited. It's the first time she has shown interest in him, but his excitement fades when she asks, "How did you get so good at English?" Dumbfounded, MC expected something more personal. She explains that while he struggles with basic subjects, he solves complex English problems with ease. She presses him for a secret method, leaning in too close. Flustered, MC insists there's no secret, but she refuses to believe him. Frustrated, she storms off, assuming he's lying. In class, she remains cold toward him. To clear up the misunderstanding, MC writes her a note explaining that he has amnesia. She responds with another note, dismissing it as an excuse. Exasperated, MC wonders how he can prove the truth. After class, MC sees his friends heading to the store and asks to join them. They panic, telling him there's no need, and that they'll buy whatever he wants. MC tells them not to buy anything for him. Before they can leave, a girl appears, demanding to see MC. His friends tells MC that Hong-hee is looking for him. Confused, MC wonders who she is. When they lock eyes, she excitedly calls out his name, grabs his arm, and asks if he got home safely. Hong-hee reminds MC that he was incredibly drunk last night. Hearing this, MC becomes anxious. He looks behind and takes her outside to talk in private. As they leave, Baeum watches them silently from behind. Outside, he asked what exactly did he do last night. Laughing, she reveals that he drank straight from the bottle and even forced Kimsey to drink. Shocked, MC can't believe it until Hong-hee shows him pictures from last night. In the images, MC is holding Kimsey by the neck, chugging drinks like a madman. She then tells him that after drinking, he ran off making strange gestures, leaving everyone bewildered. Meanwhile, Hong-hee feels an eerie sense of familiarity, the way MC drinks, the way he talks. It all reminds her of someone she once knew in Busan. A flashback reveals Hong-hee in a bar, uncomfortable among rowdy drinkers. Amidst the chaos, a man confidently proclaims that no one will leave walking on two legs by the end of the night. Curious, Hong-hee asks her friend about the guy making such a scene. The response? If she doesn't know him, she's not really from Busan. Back in the present, Hong-hee starts to suspect that MC and the infamous guy from Busan might be the same person. But if that's true, why is he here? And why does he look so different? Before she can dig deeper, Kimsey's lackey spots them and points them out. Kimsey is shocked to see them standing so close. His friend smirks, suggesting that maybe MC doesn't know that Kimsey has feelings for Hong-hee. The scene shifts to a bustling shopping mall where a young woman walks alongside a group of guys. One of them questions why she is here instead of at school, to which she nonchalantly replies that school is boring. While talking, something catches her attention. A moochie purse. She picks it up, admiring it, and exclaims, "Isn't it cute?" Just like me. The store clerk, impressed by her taste, comments that she has a good eye. Smirking, she confidently replies, "This level of taste is nothing for me." Then, turning to one of the guys, she sweetly says, "Appa, I want this as my birthday present." The guy inquires about the price, and she casually responds, "Only 5 million won." He hesitates, remarking that it isn't much, but still questions if something like this is really necessary. Before he can finish his thought, he suddenly stops speaking. The store clerk asks if she should prepare the payment, but the guy leaves them hanging, walking away without responding. Then, turning to the girl, he asks, "Were you always like this?" Confused by his words, she looks at him for clarification. Instead, he abruptly turns left and says, "It was fun while it lasted. Live well." Meanwhile, the guy asks his friend about Seo Baeum, the female lead, wondering how she is doing. His friend replies that her life is likely going as usual. After all, he has made her his slave. At school, the girl suddenly points at MC, asking if he remembers her. She believes she saw him in Seomyeon a year ago. Hearing this, MC's heartbeat races. He doesn't remember her at all, but he plays along, hesitantly asking, "Did we actually meet?" She isn't entirely sure either, which is why she wanted to confirm. When MC awkwardly admits his memory isn't great, he laughs in his mind, worried that if she truly recognizes him and discovers his past of being bullied, it might spread, and he could become a target again. However, she soon appears puzzled and mentions another name, Jo Hun. Hearing this, MC looks surprised. She then asks, "Did you change your name?" He responds, "My name was originally Yu Cho Yoon." She recalls that the guy she is thinking of didn't wear glasses and had a completely different aura. Doubt creeps in. Perhaps she is mistaken. Before they can dwell on it further, someone suddenly interrupts, calling out, "What are you two talking about so excitedly?" Enter Kimsey, a notorious troublemaker. He grins and teases MC, asking if they became close after the drinking party. Getting closer, he jokingly complains that he is jealous. Hong-hee always runs away when he talks to her, yet she seems so comfortable chatting with MC. Annoyed, she retorts, "When did I ever run away?" Kimsey, making a disgustingly playful face, whines, "Hang out with me too, Hong-hee," before making ridiculous sound effects. Rolling her eyes, she replies, "I avoid you because you act like this." Snapping out of his childish behavior, Kimsey demands to know what they were talking about so eagerly. Hong-hee brushes it off, saying they didn't discuss much. just that she lived in Busan for a while and wanted to see if they had mutual acquaintances. Then, turning to MC, she asks, "Isn't that right, Yuna?" MC quickly agrees. However, Kimsey grows visibly irritated. He brings up the drinking party, mentioning how MC messed up with him. Apologizing, MC admits he blacked out and doesn't remember much. Kimsey smirks, placing his hands on MC's cheeks and squeezing them, teasing that MC was cute while rambling in his drunken state. Then, with a sinister undertone, he asks, "Are you collecting the money or not?" MC suddenly remembers what was said during the drinking party. Kimsey reminds him that tomorrow is Friday, and he must bring the collected 500,000 won after school. Internally, MC panics. His monthly allowance is only 30,000 won. How is he supposed to get that much money by tomorrow? His thoughts are further clouded by concerns about his past. If Hong Hee truly knows about his history and spreads it, it could destroy the life he's trying to build at this school. Meanwhile, as he enters the classroom, students are whispering and laughing at someone. It's none other than Dongmin, the guy MC previously knocked out with a single punch. Dongmin has now been demoted to the slave class. Students mock him, throwing a slipper at him and ordering him to bring it back. When Dongmin hesitates, they threaten to inform Daehan that he isn't fulfilling his duties as a slave. Fear flickers in his eyes as he complies. Witnessing this, MC feels conflicted. A part of him pities Dongmin, while another part believes this is the consequence of his past bullying. Later, MC's friends arrive with a pile of snacks and drinks, claiming they bought them for him. MC insists they shouldn't waste their money, but his friend laughs, saying that compared to what they've been forced to do in the past, this is nothing. Glancing at Dongmin, MC realizes the cycle of dominance is still alive. Instead of keeping the snacks for himself, he shares them with his friends, instructing them not to buy such things again. Then, as MC turns around, he offers a chocolate bar to Seo Beom. His friends immediately stop him, warning him that talking to her could get him into serious trouble. Confused, she asks what kind of trouble they mean. A blonde-haired friend explains that the king of the school, Huang Daehan, has declared that anyone who gets close to Seo Beom will be punished, or worse. MC finally understands the power hierarchy in this school. Seo Beom then turns to MC and coldly says, "Did you hear that? So don't talk to me so carelessly unless you want to end up like me." Shortly after, the teacher dismisses the class but complains about a foul smell. He points to an overflowing trash bin and orders it to be clean. A girl, looking annoyed, kicks a desk and orders Seo Beom to do it, threatening to report her to the king if she refuses. MC watches as Seo Beom silently lifts the heavy garbage bags. Outside, she struggles under their weight. Suddenly a hand grabs one of the bags. It's MC. Surprised, she asks, "What are you doing?" MC simply replies, "Let me take one. I want to help you." She stays silent for a moment. Then MC asks her a question that has been on his mind. "You don't seem like someone who would obediently follow orders, so why do you let others push you around? Is there another reason?" As he speaks, someone observes them from the shadows. It's one of the king's close friends. Smirks and mutters, "A new face? Who the hell is this Iron Guts bastard?" As the sun sets, the MC and Beom throw a garbage bag into the bin. MC glances at her, still thinking about what he had asked earlier, why she was doing all this. There had to be a reason. She stays silent for a moment before finally speaking. "Huang Daehan is holding my weakness," she confesses. Hearing this, MC wonders, what kind of weakness could she possibly have? The scene shifts. MC cracks open a cold drink and silently offers one to Beom. She takes it but remains quiet. Then, she suddenly asks, "Who exactly are you? Why are you being so nice to me?" MC looks at her and simply denies it. "I'm not." But Beom doesn't back down. "Perhaps. You like me?" Caught off guard, MC stands up, his face turning red. He quickly takes a sip of his drink and nervously responds, "No way. It's not like that. Why would you think that?" Beom watches him closely. "Then why do you always stand by my side? Why do you help me whenever someone forces me to do things? Is it because you pity me?" MC goes silent for a moment. Then, he finally speaks. "I was just like you," he admits. "I was bullied too." As they walk together, MC complains about having to sit in class on such a nice day. Beom, lost in thought, remembers what he just told her. Is that why he's helping me? Because he thinks I'm like him? Without realizing it, She stares at him for too long. Their eyes meet. Embarrassed, Byum quickly turns away. MC notices. Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? I'm not, she replies. MC studies her for a moment, thinking back to what she said earlier. Daehan is holding her weakness. He debates whether to ask her directly, but just as he's about to speak, a loud voice interrupts. A group of boys stands nearby, smoking. One of them eyes MC and asks, What are you two doing here? A stocky boy with a round-cut hairstyle steps forward, his expression turning hostile. Get lost. Not looking for trouble, MC quickly apologizes and says they'll leave. But before they can, the round-cut guy stops him. We're almost out of cigarettes, he sneers. Since you're here, why don't you buy us some? And pay for them too, unless you want to get beaten up. Just as the situation escalates, another student intervenes from behind. He's a second-year student. The round-cut guy freezes, his face twisting into a forced smile. Oh? My bad, senior, he says mockingly. Then he steps closer. Should I be more polite then? He tries to intimidate MC, demanding money. But something is off. MC doesn't look scared at all. Instead, he's thinking about how easily he could take this guy down. His confidence surprises even himself. Before the round-cut guy can press further, the same student who spoke earlier stops him again. Why should I? Round-cut guy replied. The boy with a cold expression speaks firmly. If I said stop, then stop. The round-cut guy hesitates, then shrugs. Chill, man. Why are you so serious all of a sudden? Then he glances at MC before turning his attention back to Bayom. Wait, are you dating this nerd? Bayom glares. Watch your mouth unless you want to get beaten by this nerd. The guy scoffs. Me? Beaten by him? Bayom smirks. The group you're trying so hard to join. MC is already a member of it. Shock flashes across the guy's face. No way. After an awkward pause, he turns and walks away with his crew. But just before he disappears, Byum stops him. You should come home sometime. Auntie is worried about you. He scoffed and said, You don't need to care. MC watches, then asks, You know him? Byum stays silent. Inside, she thinks about her weakness. Elsewhere, a bespectacled boy is massaging Kim Sewon's shoulders. Sewon scoffs. Are you even trying? You're so weak. The boy apologizes, promising to try harder. His friend approaches. I've completed this week's collection. Sewon smirks. Good job. You deserve a massage too. Then his friend hesitates. Will MC be able to collect money properly? Sewon leans back. He better. Otherwise he'll be demoted to the slave class immediately. His friend pauses. I've been meaning to ask, why are you being nice to MC? You even recommended him, even though he looks like a nerd. Is it just because he beat Dongmin in front of everyone? Sewon smirks and says, I don't think I ever told you why I hate Dongmin. He then recalls the past. Back in elementary school, Sewon was smaller than the other kids, and Dongmin made sure he suffered for it. They would make him do their work, call him weak, humiliate him. Dongmin sneered at him. You're so small. Is it because of your father? Is he short too? The boys around him laughed. Furious, Sewon snapped. Screw you. Dongmin's expression darkened. He stepped closer. What did you just say? Sewon hesitated. Then, with no choice, he apologized. Luckily, they were. In different middle school, Sewon made friends, got stronger, and worked out. By the time high school came around, he had grown. Taller, more muscular. And then he heard the news. Dongmin was in the same high school. Excited, he approached him. Long time no see, Sewon had said, towering over him. But fate was cruel. A rule prevented members from fighting each other without permission from Daehan. Sewon had to hold back. Then, one day, he saw Dongmin getting beaten like a dog, and that felt satisfying. His friend, frustrated, says, It's unbelievable that there's a story like this between you two. He insists on going to beat Dongmin on Kim Swan's behalf since he isn't even a member. Kim Swan turns him down, saying there's no point in bullying Dongmin because he's useless. Besides, Dongmin will eventually be bullied by the students he used to pick on in the past. Sewon clenches his fist. But now, there's another problem. I don't like MC. Why? Because that night, when we were drinking, he pissed me off. And what's worse, I saw him and Hong Hee laughing together. His friend hesitates. But you can't fight him without Daehan's approval. Sewon grins darkly. It'll be fine, as long as I'm not the one who starts it. If I can make MC throw the first punch, then I can call it self-defense. And then I'll kill him. Meanwhile, outside a bar, two girls wait impatiently. Finally, their friend arrives and apologizes for being late. She then asks, "Have the guys arrived?" "Yeah, they're inside," the other replies. Excited, she asks, "Is that famous guy from Harong High here too?" "What was his name again?" Before she can finish, her phone rings. She answers. "Wow, you're calling me? Haven't heard from you since you transferred." On the other side, it's Hong Hee. "I need to know something," Hong Hee says. "Tell me about the guy who's famous in Busan. His name is Jo Hoon. What's he up to these days?" The scene opens outside the school where students are chatting about karaoke and other casual topics. Amidst the crowd, Seo Beom walks while scrolling through her phone. Suddenly she notices her battery is about to die. Panicking for a moment, she searches for her charger, as she needs to charge her device for English listening practice, only to realize she left it at home. With no other choice, she gives up on her practice for the day. Later, she arrives at her part-time job, where the shop owner warns her to work diligently and not slack off. Beom, feeling frustrated, watches him leave before pulling out her English book. As she holds it, she wonders why the owner always criticizes her when others play loud mobile games and watch movies at work. She's simply studying in silence. As she pulls out her book, something suddenly falls from her bag. It's the medicine the MC had given her earlier. Later, after handling a customer, she finds herself gazing at the cough medicine, recalling how kind the MC was. A thought crosses her mind. Has anyone ever worried about her like that before? Guilt washes over her as she realizes she may have been too harsh on him. The scene then shifts to a karaoke bar, where two waiters watch as a group of high school students enters. After leaving the room, one waiter questions why they're letting them in, since they're just high schoolers. The other chuckles, saying they're not just high schoolers, they're high-class high schoolers. When his colleague looks confused, he explains, "Have you ever seen a servant kick out his young master from his own mansion? We're just servants, and they're our young masters." Inside the karaoke room, students are drinking and enjoying themselves. A girl sitting next to Daehan complains about the boring drinking game and suggests they go somewhere more exciting. But Daehan, uninterested, coldly responds, "Were you always this ugly?" His words shock her. Suddenly Kim Sewon enters the room, asking if Daehan called for him. Daehan brings up the collection day and asks if everything is complete. Kim Sewon replies that he's almost done, except for one class, which recently got a transfer student who became a new member after defeating Dongmin. This catches Daehan and his friend's attention. His friend asked about the new student, curious to know if he's strong because he wants to fight him. Kim Sewon admits he doesn't know much since he was away due to hemorrhoid surgery, but he offers to find him and bring him here. Daehin declines, confident that he'll cross paths with him eventually. After that, Dongmin leaves the room. As the night continues, Daehin suddenly turns to his friend and asks about Seo Beom, if there's been any news about her. His friend casually responds that her life is the same as always, and she obediently follows orders. Daehan simply nods, while the girl next to him curiously asks, "Who's Seo Beom?" He ignores her, but his friend smirks to himself. He secretly hopes that Beom and the transfer student end up together, just to see Daehan's reaction. It would be absolutely hilarious. He decides to pretend he knows nothing for now. Meanwhile, at the MC's house, he is in distress. Holding his head in frustration, he complains that he couldn't sleep all night. The reason? Kim Sewon had ordered him to collect money from his classmates, and the deadline is tomorrow. He panics. Where's he supposed to get 500,000 won overnight? He knows if he fails, he'll get bullied again. Desperate, he even considers skipping school with the excuse of being sick. As he stares at his phone, an idea pops into his head. The next day, inside the classroom, Beom sits silently by the window. She notices that the MC's seat is empty, which is unusual since he always arrives early. She finds herself wondering where he is. Is something wrong? But suddenly she snaps out of it, blushing. Why is she even wasting time thinking about him? Who cares if he comes to school or not? She shakes her head, trying to brush off the thought. Suddenly the classroom door slams open. Kim Sewon and his lackeys storm in, demanding to know why the MC hasn't paid yet. One of the MC's friends tries to calm them down, explaining that the MC isn't at school yet, but Kim Sewon grows impatient. He slaps the friend and prepares to hit him again. until a voice interrupts him. The MC enters the classroom, announcing that he has the money. He hands over the cash, and Kim So-won counts it. The amount is correct, but something feels off. He eyes the MC suspiciously and asks, "Did you really collect this from the students?" The MC hesitates for a moment before forcing a confident response. "Of course I did." Kim So-won asked, "Did you really collect it?" MC thinks to himself that this morning he'd called his mother for money, saying that his friend, his first friend since transferring to Seoul, had no money to eat lunch and would starve to death if he didn't get some help. That's how MC ended up getting the money. Kim So-won doesn't buy it. He calls over Dong-min, who confirms that the MC never collected any money from the students. The room falls silent. Kim So-won glares at the MC. "You said you collected it, but he says you didn't. What's going on?" Sweating nervously, the MC scratches his head and awkwardly laughs, saying, "Well, as long as I got the money, does it really matter how I got it?" Kim So-won's expression darkens. He suddenly throws all the money on the floor and tells the MC he completely misunderstood the purpose of this collection. "Do you really think Daehan's family needs petty cash?" He then calls Dong-min forward. Grabbing Dong-min by the neck, he mercilessly beats him in front of everyone. "Do you understand now?" he asks the MC. "This isn't about money. This is about teaching kids their place in society." As the MC watches in horror, Kim So-won starts scanning the classroom, looking for his next victim. Then, his eyes land on someone. He smirks and says, "Oh, I see a familiar face over there." The MC's heart pounds in fear as he realizes that Kim So-won is pointing at Byum. Then, with a smirk, Kim So-won orders the MC to do the same thing to Byum that he just did to Dong-min. The scene opens in a classroom where a student, Dong-min, has been summoned by Kim-se. As he steps in, Kim-se looks at him and laughs mockingly. "Why do you look so scared, Dong-min? Are you afraid I'm going to beat you up, now that you're not a member anymore? Just like you used to bully me when we were kids?" Kim-se chuckles again, then reassures him, "Relax, I called you here for something else." Dong-min, still on edge, listens as Kim-se questions him about the day he was beaten up by the MC. He wants every detail. Dong-min hesitates, but then recounts the events. That day, nothing unusual happened at first. He had been running his usual scheme, extorting money from students. Each student had to pay 10,000 won, and those labeled as slaves had to cough up 30,000 won. Anyone who refused or resisted would face a beating. His lackey had been going around collecting money, and when they approached Seo Bayom, they demanded the fee. "Didn't you hear what we said earlier? 10,000 won per person, 30,000 for slaves." But Seo Bayom simply responded, "I don't have any money, and if I did, I'd rather buy books than hand it over to you." Her defiance angered Dong-min and his friend. As usual, he grabbed her English book to mess with her. It was nothing out of the ordinary. But then, MC appeared. Back in the present, Kim-se listens carefully, then asks, "That's it?" Dong-min nods. "Yeah, that's all that happened." Kim-se narrows his eyes, deep in thought. What could have triggered MC? It wasn't even a big deal. Then suddenly it clicks. Was it her? A smirk spreads across Kim's face. She's pretty. No wonder that bastard MC fell for her. With that realization, the scene shifts. Kimsey is now ruthlessly beating both Dongmin and MC's friend. As he lands blow after blow, he thinks to himself, just as I expected. Even if I beat his friends to a pulp, MC won't react. He won't step in. But that's fine, because there's another way. His gaze shifts towards Seo Bayom. Kimsey smirks and then glares at MC. What are you doing? Do what I just showed you. MC stands frozen. Kimsey laughs to himself. Perfect. Everything is going just as I planned. He steps closer. What's wrong? If you don't want to do it, I'll show you one more time. For the last time. He raises his hand, preparing to slap Seo Bayom. But before his hand can come down, MC suddenly steps in, grabbing his wrist with a deadly glare. Stop it. The room falls silent. Kimsey smirks again. In another classroom, students hear the commotion. Among them is Hong Hee, distractedly looking at her phone. She recalls a conversation from last night. She had asked a friend from Busan about MC. Before she can think more about it, someone shouts that a fight has broken out. A fight? Who? It's between Kimsey and the transfer student. Hearing that, Hong Hee's expression changes, and she quickly rushes toward the scene. Back in class 2 to 3, Kimsey glares at MC, who is still holding his wrist tightly. "Let go!" But MC's grip tightens. Kimsey, now wincing in pain, taunts him. "Come on, hit me. If you don't like what I'm doing, then hit me." MC doesn't respond. Kimsey presses harder. "Hit me! I'm saying—" Before he can finish, MC suddenly squeezes his arm, making Kimsey scream in pain. "Let go! You're gonna break my arm." MC's eyes are cold. "I'll let go, if you stop." Kimsey, struggling, tries to punch MC with his free hand, but MC effortlessly grabs his shoulder, swings him around, and locks his arm in place. Kimsey cries out, completely overpowered. "You don't get to decide when this ends," MC says, his grip unyielding. "If you don't stop, can you handle the consequences?" For the first time, Kimsey looks shaken. Then suddenly, MC lets go. Kimsey stumbles back, clutching his arm, breathing heavily. He glares at MC and then smirks. "Hey, do you like Seobiome?" MC, caught off guard, blushes slightly and stays silent. Kimsey grins. "Thought so." The so-called hero sat still when his friend and all those other kids were getting beaten up. But the moment it was her, he overreacted. Isn't it obvious? His tone darkens. "You've got some serious nerve. Liking the girl that Daehan personally marked as a slave?" "Well, fuck this Daehan guy." Kimsey steps forward. "Do you even understand what that means?" Meanwhile, Hong-hee watches, her mind racing. She remembers her call from last night. Her friend had sounded nervous. "Don't say MC's name." "Why?" "Because of him. The scene in Busan turned upside down." Hong-hee had frowned. "Turned upside down? What do you mean?" Her friend's voice was serious. The guy who was on top of the entire Busan underworld just vanished one day. And the school he attended? The moment he disappeared, the whole system collapsed. Other schools devoured it. There were school-wide brawls every single day. Total chaos. Wait, are you saying MC caused all that? Who else? He was unstoppable. Then suddenly, without a trace, gone. Back in the present, Hong-hee watches MC closely. She was sure he was strong. So why? Why does it look like he's letting Kimsey push him around? The scene shifts to a little earlier, showing what happened before. The tension in the classroom thickens as Kimsey questions the MC's actions, asking why he's behaving that way. But the MC simply brushes it off with a nonchalant excuse. "Look, young man, we are just classmates. There's nothing between us like that, but she is my desk mate, and if she's having a hard time, of course, I should be helping her." A moment of silence follows. The entire class looks disappointed. Even the MC himself finds his excuse weak, because deep down, even he doesn't understand why he keeps acting this way whenever it involves Seobiome. It's as if his body moves on its own. Before he can dwell on this thought, Kimsey suddenly launches a punch, cutting through the awkward atmosphere. "Stop saying these cheesy lines. This isn't some drama," he yells. MC swiftly dodges, but Kimsey follows up with a kick, demanding to know what his relationship with Hong-hee is. Hearing that name, MC is caught off guard. Hong-hee? Why is he bringing her up all of a sudden? Kimsey's eyes narrow as he warns MC to stay away from Hong-hee and orders him to stay in one place. But as MC effortlessly dodges his attacks, he scoffs internally. "It's not like I'm a rat or something. It's just that you and Dongmin are too slow. Even elementary kids could dodge these punches easily." With each missed strike, the classroom erupts in murmurs. The students are shocked. MC is dodging everything. "Isn't he crazy fast?" one whispers. "Do you think he'll actually take down Kimsey?" Slowly, the class's perspective starts shifting. "Be honest. You guys are secretly rooting for him, right?" "I mean, yeah. Look at him." They realize that ever since MC took over the previous class member's position, he never bullied anyone or collected money like the others. This fight is happening precisely because he refused to extort money from the students. That's when MC's friend starts to get excited. If MC wins, that means I'll be the second in command of the class. Seizing the moment, the blonde-haired student rallies everyone. "Come on, cheer for MC. He's fighting for you guys." The energy in the room shifts. Now, MC has an entire class cheering for him. But as the fight drags on, Kimsey starts to get exhausted. His punches grow weaker, his breath heavier. "Stop running away like a rat and face me," Kimsey growls between gasps. MC thinks about it. There are too many openings. Should I just end this? But then he hesitates. If this goes on, the teachers will arrive, his brother will find out, and things will get out of control. Clutching his face, he decides, I don't care if I get beaten up. I just need to calm things down first. But then, a voice cuts through the noise. Didn't I tell you before? Seo Beom is Daehan's personal slave. Unless you beat Daehan and take over this school, nothing will change until graduation. Kimza smirks, taunting MC. If you're so confident, go ahead. Beat me up. Take over the second years. Then crush the third years. And maybe even kill Daehan, the king himself. Emasi freezes. Kimzy takes the opportunity to launch another attack. If you're not ready for that, just take the beating. Shut up and go back to your loser position. MC sees the punch coming straight at him. Should I just take it? Closing his eyes, he accepts his fate. I'm sorry, Mom. Dad. I guess I'm just destined to be bullied wherever I go. The punch lands. Hard. His classmates watch in horror as MC suddenly stops dodging. He's taking hit after hit without even defending himself. Why is he suddenly getting hit so much? He'll die at this rate. But as MC gets pummeled, he thinks to himself, I was just going to take a few hits and fall down. But why do his punches feel so light, like his fists are filled with water? He laughs. I can't even fall if I wanted to. Meanwhile, Hong-hee watches from the crowd, eyes narrowing in recognition. Is he really the same guy? Back in 8th grade, he conquered all of Busan's middle schools. In 9th grade, he took control of all the high school freshmen. As soon as he entered high school, he became the crazy bastard who ruled Busan. There's no way he'd get beaten by someone like Kimzy. Right? But Kimzy continues kicking him, finally stopping to catch his breath. MC, lying on the ground, thinks, I guess it's over now. Kimzy turns around, then freezes. Hong-hee is watching. A blush creeps onto his face. Since when was she here? Did she come to see me? Determined to impress her, he suddenly turns and delivers a sharp punch to MC's stomach. This one actually hurts. MC groans, grabbing his stomach as he falls to the ground. Kimzy, thinking he just pulled off the coolest move ever, confidently announces, the class member position is now vacant. From now on, the collection and management will be handled by Class 6, under my rule. And Dongmin will be in charge of this class. Dongmin, shocked but thrilled, thanks Kimzy for the opportunity. From now on, MC is also a slave. Lying on the ground, MC's mind races. I came here to escape bullying, and now I'm a slave. But maybe this is better. Staying quiet, avoiding those terrifying guys. Yeah, this is the right choice. From now on, I should just live like a mouse. Kimzy, still basking in his victory, turns to Hong-hee. When did you get here? Just now, she replies. Blushing, he stammers. You saw everything, right? I didn't want to show you anything cruel. Hong-hee awkwardly nods, but then Kimzy's expression hardens. I was going to let it slide, but this bastard kept provoking me. MC remains still, but something changes. His glasses start to glow. Kimzy turns to Dongmin. From now on, you handle MC. If he acts up, tell me. I'll kill him myself. Dongmin grins. Don't worry, I can handle this trash on my own. They both start laughing, but MC doesn't find it funny. His fingers twitch, his heart pounds. His rage bubbles to the surface. Why is this so annoying? His smirk returns. His eyes glow red. He looks terrifying. As Kimza and Dongmin turn to leave, Hong-hee starts thinking to herself that if the MC isn't the same guy from Busan, it might be better to stick with Kim So-won's side as usual. Hong-hee glances back, then freezes. MC is standing. She watches as his voice cuts through the stunned silence. You started this fight, so where do you think you're going? His voice is low, dangerous. The class feels a shiver down their spine. Then, MC lifts his head, a menacing smile spreading across his face. I'll kill you, you little shits. A monster has awakened. Whoa, now this is something crazy. The next chapter begins with a teacher approaching MC's older brother, curious about the rumor that his younger sibling has transferred to their school. She asks him which class his brother is in, and he casually responds, He's in my class. Surprised, the teacher questions if it's even possible for siblings to be in the same class, to which he simply replies, My brother is a little sick. Realizing her insensitivity, she apologizes. She then comments on the noticeable age gap between them, jokingly asking if his younger brother is scared of him. MC's brother smirks and replies, "Do you really think so?" before preparing to leave for class. However, as he turns to go, a group of students rush past him, shouting that Kimsey is fighting the transfer student. This immediately catches his attention, and concern flashes across his face. Could the transfer student be his brother? At this moment, the scene shifts to a flashback, revealing the pressure that MC's brother carries. He recalls their prestigious family background, a lineage filled with educators. Their grandfather was the superintendent of education in Busan, their father a professor and deputy department head at a national university, and their mother the principal of a prestigious girls' high school. Their eldest brother graduated from the renowned S University. In this family of intellectuals, there was only one flaw tarnishing their perfect reputation: MC himself. In this memory, MC's brother is seen studying diligently, while his friends try to persuade him to go out and have fun. He refuses, stating that it's only natural for students to study. His friends sigh at his strict mentality. One of them suddenly points out MC in the distance, amazed at how tall he is despite still being in elementary school. Unlike his academically driven brother, MC was lively and always surrounded by friends. MC's brother recalls how their home was filled with studious and serious people, but MC was the only one who stood out, like a mutant. However, despite their differences, back then, he was still just a brat who listened to him, and was, in his own way, a cute younger brother. That was until he entered middle school. Years later, while MC's brother is still immersed in his studies, his old friends reunite with him, joking that he hasn't changed, still carrying books around, still cold and distant. They ask if he is preparing for an exam, and he nonchalantly replies that he is studying for an employment exam. Shocked, his friends question why someone who graduated from the elite S University would need to take such a test. He simply states that among the many choices available to him, this is what interests him the most. Just then, his friend points out MC, who has grown up significantly, but what truly shocks them is the sight of MC smoking. Concerned, his friends urge MC's brother to say something. After all, his little brother is still in middle school. However, as they discuss him, MC suddenly turns to look at them. Without a word, MC's brother turns away and tells his friends, "Let's go. It's getting late." He then reflects on how everything changed when MC entered middle school. He was no longer the cute younger brother he once knew. Instead, he became the leader of all middle school delinquents in Busan. He started hanging around gangsters, drinking, smoking, and fighting. One day, an older delinquent from another school confronts MC, asking if he knows Jean Daewung, a feared upperclassman. The guy warns MC that if he's caught drinking in this area again, Daewung will personally discipline him. However, before he can finish, MC launches a brutal punch, followed by a flurry of devastating kicks, completely overpowering him. MC scoffs, "Who's that?" I don't even remember the names of second years because I knocked them all out before they could introduce themselves. Because of MC's actions, his family suffered greatly. His violent reputation spread like wildfire. Every day, new incidents of brutal beatings involving MC made headlines, bringing disgrace to their once respected family name. In one scene, a man discusses MC's father's potential candidacy for superintendent of education. However, he coldly states that despite prior support, MC's father has been excluded from consideration due to the risks associated with his youngest son. The family name has been tarnished too severely. Another scene shows MC's mother receiving a humiliating phone call where an enraged parent questions how she can be a principal when she failed to discipline her own child. Insults and criticisms rain down on her, leaving her speechless. One night, MC returns home, covered in blood with a dead-eyed expression. His father, furious, scolds him for staying out so late. MC nonchalantly responds, "I was just hanging out with my friends." MC's brother, now narrating, admits that by then, it was already too late to fix things. MC had become like a cancer, a problem too deeply rooted to be treated. Their family could do nothing but helplessly watch. But then, everything changed. MC was involved in a mysterious accident that erased his memories. It was their chance. Seizing the opportunity, the family rewrote MC's past. They told everyone that MC had always been an exemplary student, a quiet, intelligent, and diligent young man who never got into trouble. The delinquent Jo Hoon was erased, and in his place, Cho Eun was born. Back in the present, MC's brother is now racing toward MC's classroom, determined to protect the fragile peace his family had worked so hard to create. Meanwhile, inside the classroom, MC calmly adjusts his glasses and says to Kimsey, "You started this fight, so see it through to the end." Kimsey's friend laughs, mocking MC for being beaten so easily. But before he can finish, MC grabs him by the throat and slams him into the wall. The room falls silent. MC then kicks him repeatedly, showing no mercy. The students, including Kimsey, Beom, and Hong-hee, are shocked beyond belief. Hong-hee, wide-eyed, finally pieces it together. This isn't just any transfer student. This is Jo-hoon, the top dog of Busan. MC turns to Kim-azi and smirks. "Didn't you say I was a nobody? Then how about today? You die by this nobody's hands." As MC lunges to attack, his brother suddenly bursts into the room, shouting for him to stop. But MC, lost in his fury, ignores him and continues his assault. His brother calls out once more, but this time he utters a name that freezes MC in place. "Jo-hoon!" At that moment, a flood of memories rushes back into MC's mind. His vision blurs, his head pounds, and suddenly, he collapses to the ground. The scene shifts to MC's home, where his father anxiously asks about his condition. His brother reassures him, stating that MC is fine. He just went into shock momentarily. Standing outside the room, MC's brother speaks on the phone with their father, his hands trembling. It doesn't seem like he's regained his memories yet, but I'll keep a close eye on him. As he ends the call, he bites his nails, a sign of deep anxiety. He sighs, thinking to himself, no matter what happens, I cannot let him remember. He must continue to live as Cho-yoon, not as Jo-hoon. Morning comes, and our protagonist, still recovering from the previous day's events, finds himself lost in thought as he walks to school. Holding his head, he wonders, why does it hurt so much? Did he hit it somewhere when he collapsed? No matter how hard he tries to recall, everything after getting hit by Kim Se-won is a blank. His only clue is what his brother told him. He suddenly collapsed in class, was rushed to the hospital, and got checked. The doctor found nothing wrong, yet the headache lingers. His brother reassures him, telling him to inform him if the pain worsens. Still holding his aching head, MC tries to convince himself that everything is fine, but unease settles in his chest. Then, he notices something unsettling. Blood on his shoe. At school, the usual lively atmosphere vanishes the moment MC steps inside. Conversations die down and his classmates avoid making eye contact. Confused, MC wonders, why the sudden change? As he moves through the room, someone accidentally bumps into him. The student immediately panics, apologizing profusely, as if terrified. That's when MC realizes, it's not just his imagination. Everyone is avoiding him. Spotting Beom, he approaches her with a greeting, but she ignores him. Sensing something is wrong, he turns to his friends, but they too seem reluctant. When he finally grabs their attention, he demands to know what exactly happened yesterday. His friends exchange uneasy glances before hesitantly revealing the truth. After getting knocked down by Kim Se-won, MC suddenly sprang back up, grabbed Se-won's friend by the throat, and beat him mercilessly. They assumed the fight was over when he collapsed, but what happened afterward was terrifying. Eventually, he passed out, and the teacher broke up the situation. Then his friends started saying that they should leave now because if they hang out with him too much, they might get into trouble. As they walked away, MC thinks to himself, there's no way he did something like that. He has no memory of it at all. Did he really attack Kim Se-won so violently? Could it be that he's become aggressive because of the accident? Or is there another version of himself, one that commits these acts while he remains unaware? The thought terrifies him. Suddenly his head throbs with pain and a blurry face flashes in his mind. He wonders who that was. In another classroom, two students argue about a game they played yesterday. Their conversation is abruptly interrupted when Dongmin walks in. He smirks and asks, I hear laughter. What's so funny? One student hesitates before replying, it's nothing, just about a game. But before he can finish, Dongmin strikes him with a slipper. Over and over, he beats the blonde-haired student, demanding to hear the funny story for himself. The entire class watches in silence, fear gripping them. Then, Dongmin presses his bare foot against the student's face, ordering him to put the slipper back on him. Do you have a problem with that? He taunts. He then reminds the student of his past servitude, forcing him to smile the way he did before. As the beating continues, students begin whispering among themselves. Dongmin is back to his old ways. From now on, he'll be collecting money again. They quietly admit that things were better when MC was around. He never bullied them, never forced them to pay up. Bayam listens to all of this in silence. Then another whisper spreads. Why did MC collapse so suddenly after fighting so well? Bayam recalls the two sides of MC, the one she sees every day, and the one from the fight. Which one is the real him? Shaking the thought away, she tells herself, why do I even care? This has nothing to do with me. She resolves to ignore it and just focus on her studies. Meanwhile, Dongmin finishes his outburst. Feeling his throat dry from all the yelling, he looks around for someone to buy him a drink. As his gaze lands on Byum, his expression changes. He stares at her, his words trailing off. At the same moment, MC is clutching his head in pain. Another fragmented memory surfaces. The face from his vision looks strangely familiar, nostalgic even. As he looks up, he notices Dongmin, staring at him intensely. Why are you looking at me like that? MC asks. Dongmin glares at Bayom, then suddenly leaves the room, muttering that he needs fresh air. MC, still struggling with his headache, considers going to the nurse's office for medicine, but then he remembers. His brother already gave him some this morning. As he looks around, he spots Bayom studying. Then a realization hits him. The face from his memory. It looks just like Seo Bayom. He stares at her, confusion growing. Why would he remember her face? What connection does she have to his forgotten memories? Lost in thought, MC keeps wondering who the girl in his mind was. She looked like Byom, but if she wasn't her, then who was she? MC feels his head throbbing harder. The confusion is driving him crazy. Just then, Hong Hee appears. She leans toward him, concerned. Are you okay? She asks. You scared me yesterday. You suddenly collapsed, and I was really worried. Well, it's a completely fake act. What do you think, guys? MC thanks her, but she suddenly reaches out and wipes the wound on his face. She mutters, you should take care of yourself, and then pokes his cheek. MC, embarrassed, wonders, why is she acting like this all of a sudden? Then, she suddenly grabs his arm. I'll buy you food from the store, she insists. As your hometown friend, I need to take care of you properly. MC hesitates. Is there even anything healthy at the store? Don't worry about the money, Hong Hee reassures him. Just pick whatever you want. MC tries to politely refuse, but she insists. From a distance, BM watches them silently. At the store, Hong Hee tells MC to choose anything he wants. Then, she suddenly makes an odd remark. You probably never had to come to a store much when you lived in Busan, she says. I bet all the kids there bought everything for you. MC pauses, uncertain. Maybe, he replies. I don't know. I think I probably bought my own stuff myself. As he picks out something to buy, Hong Hee stares at him intensely from behind. Something feels off. MC finally decides on a zero cola. Meanwhile, in an isolated part of the school, a group of students is brutally beating a kid. One of them calls out, Ikhwan, Kim Sawan is here. Ikhwan turns, his expression cold. Do you want to die? He sneers at Kim Sawan. Why are you so late? Sawan lowers his head, apologizing. Something came up. What came up? Ikhwan snaps. Your friend got beaten to a pulp by a transfer student, and you did nothing? He then looks at Dongmin and says, Did you at least bring a good sandbag? Dongmin shrugs. I'm just here to smoke. Ikhwan ignores him and glares back at Sewan. Did you handle the situation properly? Sewan hesitates before replying. I was about to, but the teacher showed up. The moment the words leave his mouth, Ikhwan kicks him hard in the leg. Looking down at him, he sneers. So, you just let him go? Then, he calls out to his lackeys. Bring him to me later. Turning to Dongmin and Sewan, he scoffs. One got shamefully beaten by the transfer student. The other just stood there like an idiot while his friend got wrecked. He shakes his head. You guys are disgracing our group. Sewan, now nervous, tries to defend himself. That transfer student, he's tougher than I thought. Ikhwan narrows his eyes. Shut up and stay put. I'll handle him myself. The storm is coming, and MC still has no idea what he's up against. Hong Hee asks the protagonist why he transferred to this school. He replies that it was because of his parents' work. Hong Hee nods, saying, Same for me. She then asks, Which school did you go to in Busan? The question catches him off guard. He hesitates, struggling to recall the name. Noticing his hesitation, Hong Hee questions, "How can you not remember your own school's name?" Finally, he responds, "Horyong High." Then, as if recalling something, she says, "Oh, I know someone from Horyong High. His name is Jidae-ho." The moment she mentions the name, a blurry face flashes in the protagonist's mind. A sharp headache strikes him, his vision blurs, and dizziness overwhelms him. Before he can react, his body gives out. He collapses, losing grip of his cold drink. The can slips from his hand, and the liquid splashes onto someone's shoes and pants. Hong Hee's expression stiffens, clearly nervous as she recognizes him. The surrounding students begin murmuring in low voices, convinced that the protagonist is in deep trouble for spilling coke on Daehan. They say he's doomed now. Daehan, standing there with a deadly glare, locks eyes with the protagonist. At that moment, he recognizes the face. Hwang Daehan, the infamous senior. Fear grips him, and his mind immediately jumps to thoughts of begging his mother for another school transfer. As Daehan extends his hand toward him, the protagonist flinches, expecting to be hit. Panic takes over, and he immediately apologizes, promising to leave the school and begging for forgiveness. But to his surprise, Daehan doesn't react with violence. Instead, he calmly asks if he's okay and offers his hand to help him up. The protagonist hesitates, staring at the hand before finally accepting it. The moment he grabs Daehan's hand, something unexpected happens. Daehan pauses, as if sensing something. He examines the protagonist's stance, as if evaluating him, before asking, "I haven't seen you before. Who are you?" The protagonist responds, saying that he is a transfer student. Daehan asks, "Where did you transfer from?" "Busan," the protagonist replies. Daehan narrows his eyes. "It's my first time seeing someone from Busan." Without saying much else, Daehan turns around to leave. The protagonist quickly asks about his shoes, but Daehan dismisses it. "They're cheap. Don't worry about it." The surrounding students watch the scene unfold. Among them, a few girls whisper, impressed by Daehan's generosity. "Senior's really cool," one of them murmurs. Meanwhile, one of Daehan's lackeys signals another to prepare a fresh pair of shoes and pants for him. Daehan's friend studies the protagonist, recognizing him. Isn't he the guy who was with Byum? He smirks before waving at him. "So, today you're with Hong Hee? You're getting quite popular." Hong Hee, still concerned, turns to the protagonist. "Are you okay? What happened back there? Why did you suddenly collapse?" The protagonist apologizes for causing a scene. Hong Hee sighs. "Of all people, it had to be Daehan. You're lucky he let it go. He's not usually this forgiving." The protagonist watches Daehan walk away, deep in thought. So, is he really the senior who made Seo Byum his slave? He seems completely different from what I heard. And yet, for some reason, he's clearly popular among the students. On the rooftop, Daehan sits, smoking a cigarette, while one of his lackeys hands him his freshly cleaned shoes. The lackey advises him, "You should change into these and throw the old ones away." Daehan takes a drag from his cigarette, lost in thought. "Is that transfer student the same guy Kim Se mentioned?" Curious, he calls over his subordinate. "That guy earlier, is he the new member Ik Hwan was planning to bring in?" The muscular lackey hesitates before replying, "I'm not sure. Should I ask Ik Hwan?" Daehan exhales a cloud of smoke and shakes his head. "Number I'll find out myself when we collect tribute." His friend, watching him closely, smirks. "Did you like that transfer student?" Daehan gives him a sharp look. His friend continues, "Because if you didn't, why did you let him go without doing anything? This isn't like you. There have been plenty of times when students got on your bad side, and you beat them until they were drenched in blood." Daehan shrugs, unfazed. "I don't remember that. When I grabbed his hand, even for that brief moment I could tell. His grip was strong, too strong. And when he stood up, his posture, his physique, they didn't match his appearance. He looks like a nerd on the outside, but something about him feels completely different." He exhales, slowly. "That's why I decided to leave a good first impression. I might need him later." But his friend is thinking something entirely different. Daehan likes the transfer student. The thought excites him. He chuckles to himself, eager to see Daehan's reaction when he eventually finds out about the protagonist's connection to Seo Byum. Just then, the muscular subordinate speaks up. "By the way, I heard Woo Jung-hak is getting out of suspension soon." Daehan flicks away his cigarette. his expression darkening. That so? The scene shifts to the MC, who is apologizing to Hong Hee for spilling the cola she had just bought for him. She tells him not to worry, saying, "It's just cola." Then, she informs him that she's leaving. As the MC walks away, Hong Hee watches him, deep in thought. She wonders why the other side of the MC hasn't shown up, even though she deliberately mentioned the name of his best friend from Busan. She questions whether the MC knows that she is trying to uncover his true identity. But if that's the case, why hasn't he reacted? Could it be that he is planning to take over Seoul and preparing for an attack? Even Daehan would struggle against him. She decides that she must treat the MC as well as possible, because the spot of being his best friend belongs to her. She then enters her classroom, where Kim So-won is waiting for her. He offers her some food, saying that she's the only one who can use him as her personal bread errand boy. He thought to himself that he's so thoughtful and cool. However, Hong Hee refuses, explaining that she already spent her money at the snack store. Kim So-won asks why she went alone, to which she replies that she wasn't alone. The MC was with her. Upon hearing this, Kim So-won clenches the food packet in anger. He sighs and warns her, telling her she better not hang out with the MC anymore because Ikhwan has decided to catch him today, and this time, he'll be beaten to death. Meanwhile, the MC is walking while holding his head, wondering if he ever got a proper checkup at the hospital. He keeps fainting, and he doesn't understand why. As he thinks about it, he recalls the name that Hong Hee mentioned earlier. It sounds familiar, like someone he knew in the past. While lost in thought, two boys approach him and ask, "Are you Jo Yoon?" The MC responds, "Yeah, I am." "Who are you guys?" Instead of answering, they tell him to follow them quietly because Ikhwan wants to see him. In another part of the school, Ikhwan is in the middle of beating up another student, when one of his friends informs him that they've brought the transfer student. Ikhwan grins and says, "Perfect timing. I need a new punching bag."
The scene opens with a guy smoking alone, contemplating how he ended up back at the same school he should have dropped out of earlier. As he's lost in regretful thoughts, he hears a disturbance nearby. Investigating, he sees Ikhwan and his gang using a boy as a punching bag, interrogating him about being the rumored transfer student. The smoker turns away, thinking nothing has changed at this school. Our protagonist, the actual transfer student, arrives at the scene. Ikhwan questions if they've brought the right person, since he looks like a nerd. How could this guy have scared Kim Se and Jongmin? He wonder. Ikhwan directly asks MC if he was responsible for putting Park Jae-hun in critical condition. The transfer student remembers Park Jae-hun as the person he had beaten up on a day when he was overcome with anger. He realizes they've brought him here for revenge, related to Kim Se. The MC concludes there's only one approach that might help him escape the situation. The Ikhwan gang prepares for an attack, thinking MC might try something unexpected during their conversation. Instead, MC bows deeply and apologizes, claiming he didn't act purposefully and can't remember anything from that day. He begs to be let go, promising to be more careful in the future. The smoking student returns after hearing the commotion and is confused by what's happening with MC. Ikhwan questions MC about his background. MC replies he transferred from Busan and recently moved with his parents. When asked if he had fun in Busan, MC appears confused by the question. Ikhwan thinks to himself that MC doesn't seem to be playing games, but remembers Kim Se warning him not to take MC lightly. After glaring at MC, Ikhwan surprisingly apologizes for the mistake and tells MC he can leave. His friends are confused by this decision. As the relieved MC turns to leave, Ikhwan launches a surprise punch from behind. However, MC senses the attack, turns around, and effortlessly dodges the blow. MC asks why Ikhwan is suddenly attacking him. The smoking student watches in amazement. Ikhwan's friends are equally surprised that MC dodged the punch, especially since Ikhwan is a trained boxer who placed 7th in high school competitions and was Seoul's secondary school runner-up. His specialty is straight punches and surprise counter punches, yet MC avoided them with minimal effort. Ikhwan continues throwing punches, but MC dodges them all, until Ikhwan is completely out of breath. Ikhwan's friends suggest it must be coincidence or luck. The observing student thinks differently. MC is dodging with precision, making minimal movements, just slightly twisting his body at the right angles. He's especially puzzled by how MC sensed and avoided the punch from behind, a skill that comes only from extensive combat experience. He concludes that MC isn't part of Daehan's group, but is certainly an interesting character. Exhausted, Ikhwan confronts MC about his deception, accusing him of seeing through his plan to let his guard down before attacking from behind. MC is internally frustrated, first dealing with Kim Sie and now this confrontation. He just wants to live normally and doesn't understand why this is happening. As Ikhwan launches another punch, MC continues dodging while crying, wondering why he can't just live peacefully. When Ikhwan throws a straight punch, the smoking student intervenes, grabbing Ikhwan's arm and warning him that continuing the fight will cost him 50,000 won. The scene opens on the roof of the school building, where Daehan's friend tells him that Woo Jung-woo got his suspension lifted, which was sooner than he expected this time. Back then, when their members went overboard trying to get on Daehan's good side, they were swinging wooden sticks around, and Woo Jung-woo had a shorter suspension for acting in self-defense. The other member asked Daehan if they should just get him suspended again by picking up some guys and framing him, claiming it would be a piece of cake. He questioned if they should do it today. After listening, Daehan replies that he will handle it. His friend gets worked up, saying he has been bored as hell lately and has some unfinished business with Jung-woo. Daehan asks him to just leave him alone and let him be because that guy still needs to graduate. Hearing this, his friend asks, since when Daehan cared about Woo Jung-woo's graduation, Daehan tells him that he probably knows getting suspended again will make it impossible to graduate. He adds that he's also getting tired of using his father's influence to cover everything up. The bulky guy replies that if they let Jung-woo be, he will strike first again like last time. Daehan says that then they have no choice but to get him expelled. The scene shifts to an earlier moment. Ikhwan is startled after seeing Woo Jung-woo and asks what he is doing here, noting that Jung-woo was supposed to be suspended. Jung-woo replies that he was suspended but returned to school today. He tells Ikhwan that he's been acting a bit rude lately and warns him that if he keeps it up, he'll beat him up, and it will be very embarrassing. The MC observes the scene, thinking about who this guy is, noting his long hair and wondering how he's allowed to grow it like that. The MC initially thinks Jung-woo must be a good guy since he seemed to help him. However, guys from behind start talking, calling Jung-woo a mad dog, and questioning how he lifted his suspension so quickly. They claim he's dangerous, able to move wherever he wants, and attack if something annoys him. They reference a previous fight where he allegedly cut off his opponent's ear. The MC becomes scared as the guys continue warning him not to get involved with Jung-woo. Ikhwan tells Jung-woo that since his suspension is over, he should behave and attend school quietly, asking why he's meddling in other people's business. Jung-woo replies he explains he's interfering because seeing Ikhwan's face pisses him off, suggesting Ikhwan should have been a little less ugly. Ikhwan laughs and repeats Jung-woo's earlier warning about getting bitten. Jung-woo warns that if Ikhwan keeps talking rudely, he'll knock him out. The MC thinks they don't care about him anymore, and decides to leave while they continue arguing. Jung-woo said he should be grateful to him. If he had kept fighting, he would have just gotten beaten even worse and embarrassed further. While pointing at the MC, then he asked Ikhwan if he felt it too, that he couldn't win against the MC if he fought to the end. Hearing that, Ikhwan snapped and shouted that Jung-woo was done talking shit, then launched a punch at him. Jung-woo smirks, saying he warned Ikhwan about talking rudely. He punches Ikhwan, making him scream and fall. Jung-woo chokes Ikhwan with his leg, saying he should have maintained his dignity. Ikhwan's friends start calling out, and Jung-woo finds their rush to show friendship amusing. He tells Ikhwan he's become too cocky because of Daehan, and that he'll put him in his place, using him as a sandbag while choking his neck. The MC looks on confused. Ikhwan's friends demand Jung-woo let him go, or he'll die. They ask the MC to try and stop Jung-woo, but the MC says he can't stop someone like him. Suddenly, someone calls out that they're in big trouble because Furry will probably be here soon. Hearing this name startles Jung-woo, who realizes he'll be expelled if caught. He orders the two guys to take Ikhwan and run away, threatening them to keep quiet about what happened. As he leaves, he tells the MC he'll speak to him later. The MC remains confused as Jung-woo runs out. Back in the classroom, the teacher takes attendance. When calling the MC's name, There's no response. The teacher looks around and asks Baeom if she knows where he is, but she says no. Dongmin smirks, thinking the MC is getting beaten up by Hwan. However, the MC suddenly enters, claiming he drank bad milk and has a stomachache. Dongmin is surprised to see the MC looks completely fine. The MC takes a seat while Baeom stays silent, her thoughts drifting back to 30 minutes ago. She had been studying when she suddenly noticed the MC with two guys. She remembered hearing he was supposed to go to the store with that girl. Alarmed, she rushed to the faculty office. There, she told the teacher that while taking out some clothes to throw away, she saw some kids smoking. When the teacher asked who and where, she said it was in the storage room by the tennis court. Now, sitting in class, she watches the MC, thinking that since she doesn't see any injuries on him, she must not have been too late. A small smirk crosses her face. What a relief. Chapter opens up outside the school where MC and the other kids are playing football. While looking at MC, Dongmin looks really frustrated. His friend tells him that MC is coming closer, and they should get ready. But Dongmin thinks that it doesn't make any sense. MC was supposed to be a ball boy, so why is he wearing a jersey and playing on the ground? His friend tells him that he should go talk to MC. As MC approaches, Dongmin looks at him but can't think of anything. MC quickly passes through him, and Dongmin couldn't even block him. MC then kicks the ball, making it a goal. Girls from behind started talking about MC, saying he scored again and he is really awesome at soccer. Baeom is watching silently from behind as the girls kept shouting MC's name. She then pulls out one side of her earphone. The girls continue talking about MC, saying he is really cute. When they look at him from behind, his back is really wide. They note that MC is not like other boys who pretend to be tough. Those guys are annoying like kindergarten students. Dongmin scratches his ear, thinking why his ears are suddenly so itchy. The girls keep talking, with one mentioning that she saw MC reading English fluently. His pronunciation is apparently very good. Another girl teases her, suggesting she's already in love with him. Baeom watches their interaction silently. The next scene shows everyone praising MC. His friend tells him they are going to play against Class 4, and MC must come. MC agrees he will. Suddenly, the girls from earlier interrupt, giving MC a cold drink which he takes, saying he was really thirsty. When his friend asks about the drink, the girl replies that he should buy it himself. From a distance, Dongmin and his friend are pissed at MC. His friend asks if MC is supposed to be a slave, but he's not getting the treatment of slaves. He wonders if the class system has been revamped since MC came. Dongmin thinks about how he can fix the situation again, and needs to find a way. He remembers Ikhwan telling him that he would take care of MC himself, but nothing happened. MC came back normal, and Ikhwan isn't the type to let anyone off without doing something. Dongmin thinks there's no way MC could have taken down Ikhwan, but then he considers, if it's MC, maybe he's capable of taking down second-year students. Dongmin's friend asks him to do something about MC, but Dongmin says it's crazy and tells him to go away. The scene shifts to the men's toilet. MC's friend is saying he's feeling uncomfortable because he's sweating and can't even wash up. He complains that many schools have showrooms, and their school should have one too. His friend replies sarcastically that if he's so curious, why doesn't he discuss it with the chairman? Hearing this, MC's friend gets scared, asking if his friend doesn't know who the chairman's grandchild is. His friend laughs and tells him to shut his mouth. As they are leaving, his friend tells MC to throw his gym clothes. Everyone is throwing their gym clothes on Baeom's table. Baeom thinks about why the boys aren't taking off their gym shirts, and those who didn't take off their clothes are on their own. As she's leaving, MC suddenly appears in front of her, asking if she took the girls' gym clothes and suggesting they go together. As they walk, MC asks her to hand over the clothes. She replies that she's fine and repeats that being with her will only cause him more troubles. Hearing this, MC stops and smirks. He says he's not coming to help her and tells her she has a princess complex that embarrasses her. He mentions that someone told him he's a slave now, so he thought he should act accordingly. He laughs, saying it's very childish, and he doesn't understand these class systems. But he acknowledges he has no power to change things, so he must follow along. MC then greets the teacher. The teacher, looking at Baeom, says he was grateful she reported the smokers. But when he went to the storage room by the tennis court, they had already run away. He advises her to look closely and report the specific students next time. While she was hanging the clothes, the MC said, "It's not a big deal to hang your own clothes, but doing all of them must be tough." Then he asked, "Don't your hands hurt? How do you manage to do all this by yourself?" She stays silent. MC thanks her, catching her off guard. He explains that during the previous incident with the scary kids, things could have been dangerous, and it's thanks to her that he's okay. His flirtatious approach makes her blush. She turns around, insisting she didn't mean to help. MC continues to thank her, promising to buy her a snack next time. When she seems hesitant about snack bars, she replied, "I'm done with snack bars. If you're really grateful, you can do me another favor instead." He raised an eyebrow. "Tell me anything, Biom." She smiled and said, "It's not that hard for you to do. It's just..." The scene shifts to MC's house. His brother asks why Biom is there. She explains she heard he's their class teacher, and promises not to tell her classmates. MC interrupts, saying he's decided to study with Biom. A flashback reveals Biom asking MC to teach her English. She admits that while she's fine in other subjects, no matter how hard she tries, her English scores never improve. The MC suggests taking online lectures instead of learning from him, since he's never taught anyone before, but she explains she can't afford them. He quietly agrees, realizing her situation. Then she offers to teach him other subjects in return, since he's only good at English, something that stings his pride a little, proposing they study together for 2 hours after school. MC's brother gives them fruits and offers help if needed. As his brother was leaving, he quietly took a photo of the MC studying. Tears welled up in his eyes as he whispered that he couldn't believe what he was seeing, MC studying so seriously. He had to show it to their parents. Later, MC handed Beom his Korean language workbook. She was stunned to see that out of all the questions, he had only gotten one right. The rest were wrong, even though they were just basic problems. Pointing at the page, she said, "Look, the answer's right there in the sentence. If you just read carefully." As she leaned in to explain, MC suddenly felt his heart pounding. Overwhelmed, he grabbed the workbook back and muttered that he'd do it again. Later, the scene shifts to them walking, and MC asks if she's heading to her part-time job at the convenience store. Beom replies that the timing works out. She can finish her shift and still attend school in the morning. MC, surprised, asks if she's not tired from jumping straight into work after studying. She scoffs and says it's only been 2 hours of studying, but MC thinks to himself that his head already feels like it's going to explode. Before they part, Beom tells him not to sleep right away and to make sure he finishes his homework by tomorrow. "You don't even have a basic foundation," she says. "You need to build one first." MC nods and promises to do it. Then Beom hesitantly asks him something that had been bothering her. "You're great at English, but with other subjects, you don't even know the basics. Is there a reason for that?" MC is taken aback. She quickly adds, "I'm just curious. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine." After a moment, he replies, "I don't know. I told you before. I lost my memories." The scene shifts again to Beom at the convenience store. She thinks back to what he said, that he has amnesia, and that's why he can't remember anything from his past. It finally clicks for her. He wasn't lying. It was all true. She recalls how MC once said he didn't know how to teach, not because he didn't want to, but because he couldn't remember how. Beom wonders what exactly she said to him in the past. Was this all a misunderstanding? Still deep in thought, she tells him one last time to finish his homework by tomorrow. Suddenly, MC approaches her and says, "Let's go. I'll walk with you. It's dangerous to go alone at night." Beom goes silent for a moment, then quickly brushes him off, saying there's no need. MC tries to stop her, but she walks off without looking back. Later, while reading at the store, Beom's thoughts linger. What does he mean by memory loss? Is that even a real condition? And if it is, how did he end up with it? Just then, the bell above the store door rings. She looks up to greet the customer, only to freeze in shock. It's Hongyi. The new chapter begins with a karaoke scene where Ikhwan is asking others if they always get stuck in karaoke when they get in touch. After looking at Ikhwan, Kimse and Dongmin appear shocked and immediately ask what happened to his neck. Seeing Ikhwan like that, Dongmin assumes that Ikhwan got beaten up by MC. Ikhwan quickly denies this, saying he's not going to get beaten up by a nerd like MC. He explains that Woo Jung-woo suddenly stepped in between them. After hearing this, Kim-se and Dongmin get scared and ask what's wrong. Ik-hwan sits next to Hong-hee, who looks disgusted by his presence. He tells the group that he doesn't know why Woo Jung-woo intervened, which is why he couldn't beat MC. Kim-se suggests they should report this to Daehan. Kim-se continues, saying that from the moment Woo Jung-woo got involved, this situation already went beyond what they can handle. He thinks if they go up against MC again, there's no chance they'll come back alive. On top of that, Woo Jung-woo might be involved with MC. Kim-se believes this is already out of their scale. Ik-hwan criticizes them, asking, "Aren't you ashamed of yourself that you can't even handle something like this? You're telling me to go tell Daehan while whining. What are you going to tell him? That we can't handle this?" He adds pointedly, "Do you think they'll hire us after we graduate?" Kim-se asks what they should do, since they don't know how or when Woo Jung-woo will cut in, or how they're supposed to deal with MC in this situation. Ik-hwan admits he doesn't know, then looks at Hong-hae and asks if she's from Busan. He wonders if she knows anything about MC. After hearing this, she stays silent before replying that he really thinks she knows someone like MC. Ik-hwan then asks Kim-se about the day he fought with MC, questioning how he made MC hit first. Kim-se replies that he just pressed MC's seizure button. When Ik-hwan asks what kind of seizure, the scene shifts. Ik-hwan is laughing after hearing Kim-se's explanation, saying, "Really? That's what happened? It's awesome." Kim-se and Dongmin look very confused by his reaction. The scene shifts to the convenience store where our female protagonist is reading a book. Suddenly, Hong-hae enters the store. The scene flashes back to Ik-hwan telling Hong-hae that now is their time to make a move. Hearing this, she wonders what they should do. Ik-hwan explains that she needs to mess with Baeom. That's the only way they can prevent Woo Jung-woo from getting involved. He doesn't know what kind of relationship MC has with Woo Jung-woo, but it's certain that Woo Jung-woo is taking MC's side. He tells her that if male members touch Baeom, Woo Jung-woo will notice and realize they're trying to provoke MC on purpose. Hearing this, Kim-se and Dongmin start laughing, saying that messing with Baeom is their daily routine, because she's a slave. Ik-hwan responds that's why Daehan treats them like losers. Ik-hwan mentions he heard that MC and Baeom are like a pair. He continues, "If we all rush over and openly bothered Yo-eun right next to her, wouldn't that look suspicious? Besides, Woo Jung-woo already knows that we're trying to get MC. You really think that sharp bastard Woo Jung-woo wouldn't notice? You dumbasses. He already hates our crew's guts, so he'll probably jump at the chance to butt in." He explains it's different when girls make the first move. He doesn't know the reason, but they've known for a long time that Woo Jung-woo doesn't get involved with girls' stuff. The scene shifts back to the convenience store where the girls are asking Baeom if she's from their school. They greet her and ask about her work. One girl asks Baeom to give her a bottle of alcohol and a packet of cigarettes, telling Baeom to pay with her own salary. Baeom doesn't respond, prompting the girl to say, "Are you deaf or something? I said to give me a carton of Marlboro, and you're just standing there staring." As this argument unfolds, Hong-hee looks at Baeom with surprise, thinking, why is Baeom MC's trigger point? Why does MC like her, even though Daehan marked her as his personal slave? She wonders if MC really wants to go head-to-head with Daehan, and if that's why he's getting closer to Baeom, whom Daehan marked as his personal slave. She thinks this might be part of MC's big plan to take down Daehan. Hong-hee decides she should stay out of this as much as possible. Baeom refuses to sell alcohol, explaining it's illegal to sell alcohol and cigarettes to minors. She says they can only purchase some snacks from among the items they want. She packs their snacks and asks them to pay. The girl in the pink hoodie sighs, then grabs a bottle of alcohol and slams it on the table, breaking it. She threatens Baeom, saying that every time Baeom answers back, she'll break another bottle. She demands Baeom bring her a pack of cigarettes while pointing the broken bottle at her, saying, "It's not a card, but I can put it in your mouth." Baeom flinches at the sight of the broken bottle and starts sweating. She points at the CCTV camera, stating that if the girl wants to break more bottles, she can, but it's all being recorded. The girl says she doesn't care and will show the footage to the police and the store owner. Baeom identifies them. You're Kim Ya-hyun in Class 1, the other girl is Lee Ji-young in Class 2, and the girl in the back is Hong Hee from Class 4. The pink hoodie girl gets angry and grabs another bottle, threatening to break everything in the store. Before she can break it, Hong Hee stops her, asking if she really wants to break everything and risk getting arrested. The girl replies that Daehan Appa will take care of everything. Hong Hee tells her to let it go, reminding her that the second-year members are trying to handle MC without Daehan knowing about it. She questions how the girl plans to ask Daehan to fix this, and what if he doesn't help? Looking back at Baeom, the girl threatens to continue this tomorrow before leaving. When they exit the store, Baeom breathes deeply, her heart pounding fast. She suddenly recalls a similar incident involving a masculine figure with a bottle of alcohol. The scene shifts. We see MC walking on the street, complaining about his eyes hurting from spending the entire night solving homework assigned by Baeom. The scene briefly shifts to MC's house, where his brother is crying while taking pictures, saying he can't believe his brother is studying by himself. Back to present, MC is confused, and his brain can't process anything. He can't remember what he studied, despite thinking that overnight studying would help him remember. He places fingers on both sides of his head, struggling to recall what he did the previous night. The scene shifts to the classroom. MC's friend notices the circles under his eyes, and MC explains he was studying. His friend mocks him, saying nobody studies like that. MC glances at Baeom's empty seat, wondering why she hasn't arrived yet. It's almost time for her to come from her part-time job, and he worries something might have happened to her. Suddenly, his friend calls out to him, saying someone is here to meet him. It's none other than Woo Jung-woo. MC gets scared, thinking, it's that scary guy again. The entire classroom becomes tense. MC's friend wonders how MC knows someone like Woo Jung-woo, thinking MC always gets involved with people he shouldn't. Woo Jung-woo sits next to MC, striking a casual pose. He asks if MC is from Busan, saying it's his first time meeting someone from there. MC thanks him for his help last time, saying he was able to survive thanks to him. Woo Jung-woo finds this amusing, saying, "You lived thanks to me? That's funny." He observes that if MC had continued fighting, he would have won because MC's body kept flinching during the fight, as if ready to take down Ikhwan with one punch. With a serious look, he asks MC to be honest about what he did before. MC replies that he was just an average student, insisting he's not lying. Suddenly, Woo Jung-woo launches a surprise attack, which MC blocks instantly. MC asks why he's attacking him out of nowhere. Woo Jung-woo replies, "See? I told you. You blocked my punch without even noticing. Usually you can't do that, especially if you're a normal student as you claim." MC looks confused. Just then, Baeom enters the classroom and says, "That's my seat." Seeing her, Woo Jung-woo gets up while apologizing. MC asks Baeom why she's late, but his eyes widen when he notices bruises on her face and bandages. He asks her, "Did something happen?" MC notices something unusual. When Baeom passes by him, there's a distinct smell lingering in the air, and he spots noticeable milk stains on her bag. This small but telling detail hints at the trouble that's been brewing. The scene shifts to show Baeom finishing her late shift at the convenience store. Her boss reminds her to come in early tomorrow morning. Working 6 days a week is taking its toll. She's exhausted, and her head hurts constantly as she makes her way home to a house littered with empty alcohol bottles scattered throughout the rooms. Emerging from the bathroom while towel drying her wet hair, suddenly, someone called out to her, "You're inside." She thought Baeom had already left the house since she couldn't see her, but it was her aunt. Baeom assumed she had the day off today. When Baeom asked, "Weren't you working the night shift?" her aunt replied that her schedule had changed again. She was now back on the day shift. Then, her aunt narrowed her eyes and said, "Don't change the subject. Where are you coming from at this hour?" Baeom explains she's working part-time at a convenience store. Her aunt is shocked. Baeom is a minor working nights without proper parental consent. Before Baeom can explain, her uncle's voice cuts in from behind. "I gave her permission. She's not a child anymore. She needs to earn her pocket money." He stares at Baeom, then glances down at her skirt, sneering. "You look like you're dressed for some sleazy bar." Baeom's aunt snaps. "What the hell are you saying about your own niece?" "She's not my niece," he replies, coldly. Her aunt steps forward, seething. "Watch your mouth." The tension is thick enough to suffocate, but Baeom doesn't stick around to argue. The next morning, she's walking to school, lost in her thoughts. Graduation feels like the only escape. If she can just survive until then, she won't have to live in that house anymore. She's so tired she can barely keep her eyes open. Maybe she can sneak in a nap at school. However, her hopes for a peaceful morning are completely shattered when someone suddenly throws a milk packet directly at her while calling out her name. When Beom turns around, she sees it's the notorious pink hoodie girl, who taunts her about there being no CCTV cameras in this area, threatening to wash Beom's hair with chocolate milk unless she follows her commands without resistance. Back in the classroom, Beom sits quietly cleaning her milk-soaked textbooks. MC notices the fresh bandages covering parts of her face and her obvious distress. Concerned for her well-being, he offers to accompany her to the nurse's office to get some proper medicine for her injuries. When Beom curtly tells him to mind his own business, MC's protective instincts still kick in. He offers her his own textbook to use and firmly insists on washing her stained bag for her. Despite her protests, he promises it'll be dry by day's end. Woo Jung-woo watches their interaction with interest, finding their relationship intriguing. Class begins. The teacher drones on about exam prep, pointing out a key paragraph. Then his eyes catch something. "Why are you two sharing one book?" he snaps, eyeing MC and Beom. Then, like a commander, he shouts, "Who goes to war without a weapon?" Beom starts to answer, but MC cuts in. "It was me. I forgot mine." The teacher glares. "Excuses. Stand up, arms up." MC obeys, standing with his arms raised. He glances at Beom. She looks back. MC mutters under his breath, "What a waste." The teacher hears it. "Are you flirting during my class?" he yells and smacks him again. Evening. MC stands alone on the school rooftop holding Beom's now dry bag. He feels a strange relief, but his thoughts circle back. Why does someone like her have to suffer this much? He remembers the first time he saw her. Bandages, bruises. He wonders how much longer he has to endure all this until graduation. And the painful truth is, there's still a long way to go. His thoughts are interrupted by a shout. "Why are you bothering me?" He rushes to the edge and looks down. Looking down, he's horrified to see Beom surrounded by girls, with the pink hoodie girl gripping her hair. The bully declares she wants to see Beom beg for mercy today. Inside the school, MC's brother is warning the class to stay seated. No one goes out. Not to the academy. Not home. If the teacher catches you, you'll regret it. He notices something. 2 empty seats. Beom's and MC's. He frowns. Where the hell are they? Back outside, the situation worsens. One of the girls grabs Beom by the collar. "No fear in your eyes. Let's fix that." Another girl mutters, "You didn't hit her hard enough earlier. That's why she's still got fight." The pink hoodie girl growls, telling them to shut up. The girl next to Hong Hee asked, "Why haven't you laid a finger on Beom yet? Are you trying to switch places with the pink hoodie girl or what?" She replied, "I don't think I can. My shoulder's messed up. Didn't get any sleep last night." Then she asked curiously, "What did you even say to her to make her follow you without putting up a fight?" She reveals crucial information. While drinking with Daehan Oppa, she heard he'd give her a magic spell to make Beom obedient. Beom asks if this is what Daehan told her to do. The girl denies it, then makes a chilling revelation. Beom is a slave, and she was enslaved before Beom ever was. Looking at Beom with hatred, she can't stand that pitiful look. Just as she prepares to strike, someone grabs her hand. MC Stan appears. Other girls gasp as MC tells her to stop, asking Beom how she got there while returning her forgotten bag. As MC hands over the bag, someone strikes him from behind with a wooden stick. Beom screams as MC staggers, blood flowing from his head. The attacker is Kim Se-won with 2 thugs. Ihwan declares that with no distractions today, they'll properly take care of MC. However, Dongming is puzzled. Despite delivering what seemed like a solid blow that's making MC bleed, he's shocked MC is still standing. They wonder why he hasn't collapsed. Outside the school gates, students were making their way home when Daehan's friend asked him, "Didn't you mention having a schedule tonight?" "Something like a party?" his friend asked. Daehan shook his head. "I have a dinner appointment with my father tonight." Their conversation was suddenly interrupted by an unexpected voice. "What do you eat when you're dining with family? Steak? Caviar? What's on the menu?" It was Woo Jung-woo who had appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Daehan's friend pointed toward the newcomer, studying his face. "Who is this guy? That's quite a nice face you've got there. No scars either. Want me to give you one?" He sneered, having heard rumors about Woo Jung-woo getting beaten up frequently. Woo Jung-woo's response was equally sharp. "Did you get your ribs put back together? I should have broken your neck bone instead." "That's too bad." The two faced each other with obvious tension. Daehan intervened, addressing Woo Jung-woo directly. I heard your suspension was lifted, and you're graduating soon. You should study quietly and graduate without causing trouble, as if you're not even here. As Daehan got into his car, he mentioned wanting to eat Korean food, expressing his tiredness of eating the same thing every day. Woo Jung-woo called out to Daehan with a question that revealed his changing intentions. What should I do? You said I should graduate quietly, but my mind has changed. Internally, Woo Jung-woo was strategizing. He thought about the unidentified person he had encountered today, believing he could use him effectively to his advantage. The school environment, which Daehan had influenced, presented opportunities. However, he knew he couldn't stand out too much yet, as these people wouldn't even notice his presence. Meanwhile, at another location, MC had been struck with a wooden stick. The attackers were shocked to see that MC was still standing, despite the severe blow to his head. Suddenly, MC felt something stirring within him. His eyes turned red as he experienced a vivid flashback of himself, with a girl who looked remarkably similar to Beom. The memories of his accident came flooding back, causing his heart to race frantically. What is this? These memories? From that day when I had the accident, he thought desperately. Ikhwan, growing impatient, shouted to his friends, Hit him already. What are you even doing? The gang resumed their assault, striking MC with wooden sticks and delivering brutal kicks. Kimsey grabbed a brick and struck MC's head, causing him to collapse to the ground. While smoking casually, Ikhwan ordered his friends to continue kicking the fallen MC. He wondered what had happened. MC didn't seem as tough as he had appeared before. Had his previous resistance been just a coincidence? When Beom tried to intervene and stop the violence, she desperately revealed that MC suffered from amnesia, hoping this information might make them stop. However, Ikhwan stepped closer to her and struck her in the stomach. As MC noticed Beom being hurt, he experienced another flashback of the girl who resembled her. This triggered something deep within him. Suddenly, MC regained consciousness and stood up. The girl in pink was asking Ikhwan if she could hit Beom, to which he responded, Do whatever you want. At that moment, Ikhwan found MC standing directly in front of him, fists raised and ready to strike. MC's punch connected with Ikhwan's face, causing him to bleed. Ikhwan's friends panicked, and the girls were equally surprised by the sudden turn of events. MC turned to the girl in pink with a threatening tone. Leave Beom alone. I don't want to hurt you, but I will break your legs if necessary. The intimidated girl fell backward after looking into MC's eyes. Beom recognized those eyes immediately. They were the same as before, and she could feel the atmosphere around MC had completely changed. MC checked on Beom, asking where they were and if they could leave. He also inquired about Daeho, wondering why he hadn't come with them. Looking around frantically, he searched for his friend. Spotting a girl smoking nearby, MC approached her and asked for a cigarette. Hong-hee, who had been standing there, sensed something different about MC. His entire atmosphere had shifted, just like before. While smoking, MC felt dizzy and disoriented. He called to Beom, telling her he would take her home safely. Ikhwan, struggling to maintain his composure, demanded to know where MC thought he was going. He angrily questioned Kimse and Dongmin about why they were sitting idle instead of fighting. Ikhwan then asked MC what he had been doing in Busan, but suddenly lost his balance and fell to his knees. MC looked down at him with cold indifference. Just sit down. If you get hit one more time, you'll die. As MC turned to leave with Beom, Kimse and Dongmin prepared for a surprise attack. However, MC was ready for them. He struck and elbowed Kimse while dodging Dongmin's attack, then delivered a powerful punch to Dongmin's throat, causing him to collapse. MC picked up a brick, raising it as if to strike, but ultimately chose not to use it. I told you I was just going to leave, MC said with controlled anger. You guys were the ones who escalated this. Kimse called the MC cheap. Before he could finish his thought, the MC landed a swift kick to his face. He retorted coldly, saying that sneaking up from behind with a brick was far cheaper. The onlookers froze in shock. Among them, Hong-hee wondered, was the MC finally revealing his true identity? Meanwhile, Ikhwan stared at the MC, puzzled. He had assumed this guy was just some transfer student sent to Class D to ride Daehan's coattails. But now, he wasn't so sure. Narrowing his eyes, he asked the MC if he'd shown up to take over the school with Woo Jung-woo. The MC blinked, genuinely confused. Who's that? Ignoring the answer, Ijuan prepared to fight again. His thoughts raced. He knew now not to take the MC lightly. Despite looking like a pushover, the MC had impressive speed, agility, and awareness. Earlier, he'd been punched in the face. He was lucky his foot slipped and reduced the impact. But today, the MC's entire presence felt different, like he wasn't holding back anymore. Ijuan reminded himself that he couldn't let his guard down. This wasn't the same fight as before. He needed to treat the MC like a proper high school champion. He devised a strategy: create some distance, bait the MC with a few jabs, then lure him into an opening, dodge his counter, and land a clean punch to the jaw. With that, Ijuan launched a sharp jab, but the moment his fist extended, he knew he'd miscalculated. The MC's counter came faster than expected, a direct blow to his cheek. Before Ijuan could react, the MC grabbed his head and slammed a knee into his face. Ijuan stumbled back, shouting in panic, "Stop! Stop!" But the MC wasn't done. He slapped Ijuan across the face and reminded him that he had tried to leave peacefully. They were the ones who picked this fight. Ijuan pleaded again, "Please, stop." The MC coldly told him to beg properly. With blood trickling down his face, Ijuan finally apologized sincerely, promising never to mess with the MC again. Only then did the MC let go. Turning to the girls nearby, he asked flatly, "Can I go now? Or do you need something else? Want to be scared for life?" Terrified, they shook their heads. "No, we're good. You can go." And with that, they all hurried away. Baeom approached and noticed something alarming. MC's head was bleeding. Blood dripped steadily, and the moment he touched it, MC's body swayed. He muttered something about dizziness and collapsed right onto Baeom's shoulder. Baeom panicked, trying to wake him up, but MC had blacked out. Sometime later, the MC slowly opened his eyes. His body felt heavy, but his mind was clearer. Sitting beside him was Baeom, watching anxiously. She asked gently, "Are you feeling better now?" The MC blinked, looking around the unfamiliar white walls. "Where am I?" "You're in the hospital," she said. "Don't you remember what happened?" Rubbing his temples, he muttered that everything after getting hit with a wooden stick was a blur. His memories were fuzzy, fragmented. He then looked at her and asked, "How did you get out of there?" "Are you hurt?" she said. "They all collapsed." "Collapsed?" he repeated. "What do you mean?" "You collapsed them. You beat them all." The MC stared at her in disbelief. "I did that?" Then Baeom, still visibly shaken by what she'd seen, hesitated before asking, "Is it true, what they said? That you were an outcast back in Busan?" Outside the hospital, MC's older brother urged him to go home and get some rest. His brother asked if he remembered the license plate of the car that hit him. The MC shook his head, lying that everything had happened too quickly for him to see anything clearly. Then his brother told him, "How can you just get into a hit and run? You already lost your memory because of an accident." Then he scolded the MC for sneaking out to buy a workbook without permission, reminding him that just because he was his homeroom teacher didn't mean he could act this freely. Apologetically, the MC stayed silent until his brother asked something else. Did he remember anything at all from his past? The MC hesitated, then asked, "Was I really just a model student in Busan?" His brother raised an eyebrow. "Why do you ask all of a sudden?" The MC looked away, his voice low. "Because nothing's coming back. And it's frustrating. I just want to know what kind of person I used to be." Back at school, his classmates immediately noticed his return. They teased him, asking where he had been since he skipped class yesterday. His friend commented that even his vibe felt different now. The MC gave a simple excuse. He broke his glasses. His friend playfully held up fingers, asking how many he could see, but the MC explained that they were just blue light blockers, not prescription. He planned to fix and wear them again. Still, his friend noted he looked better without them. As the MC scanned the classroom, he noticed someone missing. "Where's Dongmin?" he asked. His friend shrugged. "No idea." That question sparked a memory. The conversation with Baeom. She had told him everyone collapsed after being beaten by him. When she had asked if it was true that he was once an outcast in Busan, he vaguely confirmed it, saying he had gotten into an accident while running from the bullies and lost his memory. Baeom had grown uneasy after that and apologized. She had even lied to the teacher, saying it was a hit and run, because telling the full truth felt too complicated. Before leaving, she thanked him sincerely. Now, as the MC sat at his desk, Baeom quietly approached and greeted him, asking if he was feeling better. He replied that he was fine today. That small exchange sent a ripple through the class. No one had ever seen Baeom greet someone first. It was completely out of character. Later, his friends teased him again. "Are you two getting close now?" The MC blinked. "Do we look like that? I didn't know." His friend told MC that they went to the same middle school. Even then, she never talked to anyone. People called her Daehan's slave. She was cold, rude, totally outcasted, didn't even respond to girls trying to talk to her, always ate alone, studied like a maniac. But there was one person she did talk to, her little brother. They went to school together all the time. Then he pointed at someone across the room. That's him. He goes here too. Changed completely after joining this school. Became a total thug. The MC recognized him immediately. It was the same guy he had seen earlier. He'd even asked Beom about him once, and she told him he was her weakness. In the cafeteria, the MC realized he'd left his wallet in class. As he turned to go back, Woo Jung-woo suddenly appeared and stopped him. I'll buy it. What do you want to eat? The cafeteria fell silent. Everyone was shocked. Why was Woo Jung-woo being so friendly with the MC? Outside holding a cold drink, the MC said Woo didn't need to do that. But Woo smiled and said he could at least buy his brother a meal from his part-time job. If you're ever hungry, just tell me. Then, eyeing the bruise on MC's face, he asked, What happened to you? Fight? The MC shook his head. Car accident. Woo sighed. Man, I wish something interesting would happen already. Just then, they spotted Beom's brother being dragged away. Woo's expression darkened. That bastard again? He explained that the upperclassman with him was a second year from Daehan's group. He was known for targeting first years just to mess with them, probably trying to prove something after losing to Ikhwan. Watching MC's concerned face, Woo nudged further. First years really have it rough. They get beat for no reason. I wish I could help, but I'd get expelled. I wonder if someone else will step up. The second year began yelling, accusing the first years of acting like they were Daehan's crew. Then he insulted Ikhwan, calling him useless and unqualified. Turning to Beom's brother, he asked sarcastically if what he said was true. The boy mumbled something unclear, and the second year punched him in the throat. He beat another kid too, and ordered them all to bow. That's when MC stepped forward. They've been hit once. I'm sure they understand now, he said calmly. The second year turned to him. Who the hell are you? MC replied evenly. Just a normal student. Elsewhere, Ikhwan lay on his bed groaning in pain. Kimse lounging nearby. Kimse asked if he was going to school, to which Ikhwan barked, Are you kidding? Going now would be like advertising that I got beat up. Kimse suggested telling Daehan about MC, but Ikhwan shut it down. If Daehan found out they got wrecked by one guy, they'd be kicked from the group. His future, including a job at Daehan's father's company, would be ruined. So, his plan was simple. Pretend the fight never happened. He warned Kimse to keep the girls quiet too. Then he muttered, Something tells me MC and Woo Jung-woo are cooking up something crazy at school. Back at school, Woo Jung-woo stood quietly in the corner, enjoying the unfolding scene. He thought to himself, if MC hit Ikhwan, it would raise suspicions. But if he hit someone who wasn't a leader, no one would care. Woo was curious to see MC's real strength. Meanwhile, Beom's younger brother glanced at MC, confused. He had seen him somewhere before. Then, it clicked. He remembered MC had once been with his sister, and she had told him she used to be part of the group. A frustrated, bulky first-year student stepped up to MC, telling him to piss off. He snapped, asking what class MC was in and whether no one had taught him manners yet. Beom's brother stepped in, saying he heard MC was also a member. That caught the fat guy's attention. He had never seen MC before. Then he asked mockingly if MC was that transfer student who beat Dongmin, got wrecked by Kimsa, and ended up as a slave again. He scoffed, asking if MC thought everyone was as easy to handle as Dongmin. MC calmly replied that it wasn't like that. He just hoped talking things out would help them understand. But the fat guy wasn't interested in words. He slapped his hand on MC's face, daring him to fight. Come on, hit me, he said. Elsewhere, Ikhwan and Kimse watched. Kimse wondered aloud if they should warn the second years not to mess with MC. Ikhwan replied that MC wouldn't fight unless pushed to the edge. He was just a model student. Kimse smirked, but admitted he wasn't so sure, especially about that angry fat pig. He might do something reckless. Back in the hallway, just as the fat guy was about to slap MC, MC moved. In one swift motion, he locked the guy's arms from behind and told the nearby first years to go to class. They hesitated, but MC reassured them. Don't worry about me. Just go. The fat guy struggled but couldn't break free. He wondered how MC could be this strong. It felt like fighting a demon. Watching from a distance, even Woo Jung-woo was impressed. He smiled, thinking, I like this guy even more now. I couldn't even hold someone that size for this long. Suddenly, Beom's brother rushed in and kicked MC's arm, breaking his grip. He asked the fat guy if he was okay, but instead of gratitude, he got slapped across the face. Who told you to interfere? The fat guy growled. He then reached out, ready to grab and attack him. In that tense moment, the MC remembered something his friend had once told him. That Beom really cared about his little brother, but something had changed after he came to the school. Before things escalated, the MC stepped in and told the fat guy to stop. He rushed forward, but the fat guy just smirked, and then grabbed the MC. Watching from the side, Woo Jung-woo thought things were over. That guy was built like a wrestler, but just as the fat guy was about to throw him, the MC landed a clean punch straight to his jaw, dropping him to the ground in a single hit. Everyone stood stunned. Woo Jung-woo couldn't believe it. What had he just witnessed? How did the MC land a hit like that, without a proper angle, and knock out someone that huge in just one blow? As the MC returned to his usual calm self, he turned to the first years and asked, "What are you doing here? Didn't I tell you to leave?" Looking down at the fat guy, the MC hesitated, unsure of what to do next. Should he just leave him there? Then Byom's brother asked him, "Why are you helping them? Do you even know them?" The MC replied, "I'm friends with your sister, and if she hears that you got beaten up like this, she's going to be heartbroken." Later that day, a third-year student wearing a pink t-shirt was happily eating donuts in the hallway. A student greeted him, and the senior cheerfully offered him a bite. The student hesitated at first, but when the pink t-shirt guy jokingly asked if it was because it looked dirty, the junior quickly took a bite. That made the senior laugh in satisfaction, but then his smile faded. He spotted his younger brother sitting in the classroom, head down on the desk. He approached and asked why he was acting like that. Hadn't he slept last night? He even brought him a donut from a popular shop, but the boy simply told him to leave it, saying he'd eat it later. The older brother grew annoyed, scolding him for not even looking up after he went out of his way to bring food. He grabbed his brother's face and froze. He was crying, with a bandage on his chin. Furious, the older brother demanded to know who made him cry like that. Elsewhere, Woo Jung-woo stood outside, staring at his cigarette. He sighed, admitting to himself that he couldn't turn into a chain smoker. He tossed the cigarette aside, lost in thought. He had underestimated the transfer student. MC was more incredible than he expected. But the real question haunted him. Why did MC transfer here of all places and start living like this? What exactly was he planning? MC, meanwhile, wondering why he continued getting involved in fights. Why he always messed things up. Then, his vision blurred. He felt like something inside him was trying to emerge, like there was someone else sharing his body. And strangely, there was always one thing in common whenever he felt this way. Byom. Back in class, Byom's younger brother was talking to a friend. The friend asked who the guy was that helped them earlier. He seemed to know Byom personally. Then he teased Byom's brother, asking if Byom had a secret boyfriend she never told him about. Byom's brother grumbled, but their conversation was cut short when the two fat upperclassmen, the brothers, entered their class asking about MC. Meanwhile, MC and Byom were cleaning a bathroom together. MC couldn't help but wonder what kind of school made a girl clean the boy's bathroom. As they worked, he casually asked if she'd still be coming over to his house to study. She raised an eyebrow, replying that of course she would. Why was he even asking something so obvious? Didn't he want to? MC admitted he was just worried about her after what happened yesterday. But Byom shot back, asking if he studied based on his condition too. Then, glancing at him, she asked why he wasn't wearing his glasses today. MC replied that they were broken and sent for repair, then asked if he looked weird without them. She replied softly, saying he looked better without them. MC blushed at the compliment. He awkwardly rushed to throw away the trash, his heart racing. Outside, he pulled out his phone and opened the camera, wondering to himself if he really looked that cool without glasses. Maybe he wasn't that bad looking after all. As he was on his phone, a student walked up and called out to him. The MC looked at him and asked, "Weren't you the guy who was with Byom's brother? And what happened to your face?" Back in the classroom, the day was ending, and students packed up to go home. Byom reminded MC that today he was supposed to tutor her in English, just like she helped him with Korean before, but MC told her he couldn't study today. Byom was surprised and asked why. She warned him not to make excuses. Consistency was key to improving, but MC just told her he'd go ahead first and see her tomorrow. She stared after him, frustrated. Why was he suddenly acting like this? Outside, Byom's brother was trying to explain to the fat upperclassman that he didn't really know the guy who helped him earlier. The fat guy wasn't buying it. He grabbed Byom's brother by the throat and said that if it weren't for Daehan's specific order not to lay a hand on him, he'd have already beaten him senseless. Just then, MC walked up. The fat guy immediately pointed him out to his bigger brother, saying he was the one who broke his cute little brother's jaw. Meanwhile, Byom was still thinking about MC. She couldn't understand why he had suddenly left like that, and why he was acting so distant when people clearly cared about him. Just then, someone called out to her. She turned and froze. It was Daehan. He looked at her with a smirk and said, "It's been a while." At the convenience store, the owner reminded Byom to collect goods later, and told her to pull herself together and work properly. While working, Byom recalled her earlier encounter with Daehan. Back then, she had walked away without saying anything, but Daehan had asked if she was doing well in her studies. Beom replied sarcastically, asking if he came just to mock her and whether he really thought things were going well for her. Daehan laughed and told her something strange. Whenever his group gathered, he often saw her brother. He said she shouldn't worry too much because he was going easy on her brother. For her sake. That left Beom wondering what her brother had gotten himself into. Back at the scene of the fight, the MC stood in shock as he saw the size of the guy in the pink t-shirt, who was currently choking Beom's brother. MC told him to let go, but the pink-shirted guy refused. Instead, he told MC to fight him if he wanted the boy released. Tightening his grip, he warned that if MC didn't come over now, he'd snap the boy's neck. MC rushed forward, but the guy hurled Beom's brother at him. As MC caught the body, the guy punched him hard in the face, knocking him down. He then sat on top of MC, pinning him down and preparing to hit him 10 times. As the first few punches landed, Beom's brother watched in disbelief. He couldn't understand why MC kept interfering and wondered if he should use the chance to run away. But MC, still under attack, told him to run while he held the guy off. Beom's brother was confused. Why would MC do this for him? The green t-shirted guy nearby warned Beom's brother not to move unless he wanted to get beaten up too. As MC continued getting hit, Beom's brother realized that at this rate, MC might actually die. As the pink-shirted guy raised his fist for the final punch, MC suddenly blocked it with his hand and asked calmly, "Do you even know who you're sitting on?" The thug was shocked. He couldn't pull his hand back. MC tightened his grip until the guy screamed in pain. He warned that if he didn't get off now, he'd become left-handed for life. The onlookers were startled. MC grabbed the thug by the neck and headbutted him, knocking him off. Then he stood up and asked coldly, "Who are you guys? And where is he?" Beom's brother stared in shock. Something about MC had changed. His aura felt different. The pink-shirted guy recovered and pulled out a chain, trying to attack again. MC commented that he must be confident just because he's fat. Then the scene shifted. Outside, a few guys were smoking and joking about why high schoolers drank so much. Suddenly, they heard noises from the building above. Fighting sounds. Soon, they noticed someone coming down the stairs. It was MC. They stopped him and asked who he was. Meanwhile, Woo Jung-woo was running toward the area, clearly worried. He had forgotten something important. The guy MC beat earlier had a much bigger older brother. If that guy found out what happened, he wouldn't stay quiet. Woo Jung-woo reached the scene but found it empty. He guessed they had moved MC elsewhere and remembered another place they might have taken him. Back to MC. The MC asked Daehan's lackeys if they knew him. One of them replied that he didn't. He had never seen the MC before, and even wondered if someone like him was really from their school. Just then, the MC bumped into him and said, "Then, why are you looking at me like that if you don't even know me? That's not very polite." The guy got irritated and asked, "Who do you think you are? I'm sure you're not a third-year student, so why are you talking down to me?" He continued, "You must know who I am." But the MC calmly replied, "Who are you?" Then, looking down at his own uniform, the MC thought to himself, "That's right, why am I wearing this uniform? Is this someone else's uniform?" His expression darkened. He repeated the guy's words and said, "What nerve did I have to talk like that?" Then, glaring at the student, the MC asked coldly, "And what nerve do you have to talk down to me like that since earlier?" He took a step closer and asked, "Should I just go on my way? Or should I mess with you a little before you leave, just before things could escalate?" Woo Jung-woo appeared. Woo Jung-woo looked confused. What's going on here, he thought. Wasn't the MC supposed to be with those fat brothers? Why is he with this guy instead? He immediately walked over, grabbed the MC by the arm, and said, "Let's get out of here. I told you to meet me outside the coffee shop. What are you even doing here?" Then he turned to Daehan's lackeys and told them to move aside, as the two of them walked away. One of Daehan's friends stood frozen, stunned by what had just happened. "Did I just flinch?" From the MC's glare. His friend nudged him and asked, "Why are you zoning out all of a sudden?" Then he snapped, "Why did you let that bastard go? You just let him walk away." He blinked. "He left. When?" His friend replied. "Yeah. Woo Jung-woo showed up out of nowhere and took him away." Panicked, he ran to try and catch up with them, but by the time he reached the exit, the two had already disappeared. Frustrated, he muttered, "He's from our school. We'll find him tomorrow and beat him." He looked up toward the building and added, "Earlier, the noise was coming from up there." Meanwhile, the MC was trying to shake off Woo Jung-woo's grip. "Let me go," he said. But Woo frowned. "Why are you being so rude?" Then he asked, "Weren't you with those Piggy brothers? How did you end up in that situation?" The MC stared at him and asked, "Who are you? Do you know me?" He looked down at his school uniform. "What is this uniform?" he wondered. "I'm wearing it again. Just like last time." He glanced around. "What is this place? Woo Jung-woo got annoyed. Are you ignoring me? He snapped, raising his fist as if to hit him. I'm getting pissed. But the MC caught his wrist and asked seriously, what is this place? Who were those guys from earlier? Suddenly, a flashback hit him. Of his nerdy days when he first transferred. Why? Did I transfer here? Before he could process it further, Woo Jung-woo punched him hard, knocking him to the ground. The MC lost consciousness on the spot. Woo looked down at him in frustration. Shh, I can't stand hanging around people this annoying. He turned to walk away, muttering, whether Daehyun beats you or that big guy does, I don't care. But he paused, glanced back at the unconscious MC, and despite his words, he picked him up and carried him somewhere else. Sometime later, the MC slowly opened his eyes. Woo Jung-woo stood nearby and said, you slept for too long. The MC sat up and looked around. Where is this place? Why was I sleeping here? Woo Jung-woo looked annoyed. What happened to you earlier? You were being rude. Don't act like that again. Back at the scene, Daehyun's friends were stunned to see the fat brothers lying on the ground, defeated. One of them pointed out that the uniform belonged to their school. Another asked who the guy was that had beaten them both. One of them pointed toward Byung's brother. Is that our school uniform? Another asked, who is that guy who just came and beat them like that? The scene cuts to Busan. A group of thugs was bullying the two students. One of the bullied students pointed at his uniform and said, can't you see? We're from Horyung High School. Can you even handle that? One of the thugs slapped him across the face. Handle it? Of course we can. You guys were only strong because of the MC. Now that he's gone, you're just pushovers. And then someone behind them spoke up. Are you sure their school is a pushover now? It was Ji Daeho, the same person Hong-hee had once mentioned to the MC, saying she knew him from Busan. The bullies laughed awkwardly. No, it's not like that. We just heard it from someone. The guy suddenly launched an attack, shouting, you guys were only strong because of the MC. But Ji Daeho kicked him straight in the stomach, stopping him in his tracks. Then he grabbed the guy by the hair and growled, why don't you check for yourself? Are all the students from our high school just pushovers? After beating them down, Ji Daeho turned to the two students and told them, go straight home. As he watched them leave, he muttered to himself, because of the MC, everyone's treating us like we're weak. He looked off in the distance, wondering, where the hell did he disappear to?
The story comes to an end. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to Senpai Respawn